Chapter 678. Cousin, this sister-in-law seems to be getting more and more beautiful. Not bad, Black Wind bloodline, a super talent that is not inferior to a pure-blooded divine beast. You actually managed to get her back. And why is this little girl so beautiful? It can't be? How long has it been and you already have a daughter? Long Outyin suddenly jumped out and made a strange sound. But his words immediately made Ling Xiao and Phoenix Girl speechless. Long Outyin, you can't say anything good from your filthy mouth. Do you believe that I will beat you up? Ling Xiao glared at him and Long Outyin immediately shrank back in fear. She was originally a sister-in-law, 3 sisters-in-law. I lost one and went to Moon Palace. I didn't expect you to get the one from Flaming Mountain back. Long Outyin muttered softly. What a beautiful girl. She actually has the Black Phoenix bloodline? Once she saw Phoenix Girl, Long Hanyin's eyes lit up. She immediately smiled from ear to ear and grabbed Phoenix Girl's hand. Her eyes were full of enthusiasm. When Ling Xiao saw this scene, he secretly knew that things were bad. He just wanted them to get to know each other. He didn't expect such a situation to occur. Hello, Auntie. My name is Feng Wu. I am the disciple of Flaming Mountain's Fire Phoenix Supreme. Phoenix Girl couldn't resist Long Hanyin's enthusiasm. Her face was red and she was very shy. She looked even more beautiful. Good. The disciple of Flaming Phoenix Supreme is good. Little Wu, if Xiao dares to bully you in the future, tell me. I will break his legs. Long Hanyin's face was full of smiles. The more she looked at Phoenix Girl, the more she liked her. Phoenix Girl was too beautiful. Her waist was thin, her legs were long, and her butt was big. One look and one could tell that she was a woman who was good at giving birth. She could help the Ling family produce more children. Long Hanyin thought to herself and became more and more delighted. Hello, Auntie. I am Luoluo. Auntie, you are so beautiful. Luoluo blinked her big eyes and said crisply. However, her words immediately made Long Hanyin burst with joy. She hurriedly carried Luoluo and said with a smile, Luoluo is so obedient. She's so cute at such a young age. When she grows up, our Luoluo will definitely be a devastatingly beautiful woman. Ling Xiao transmitted his voice to Long Hanyin in a low voice, telling her about Luoluo's past. Immediately, Long Hanyin's maternal instincts erupted, and she looked at Luoluo with eyes full of tender affection. Luoluo, you can call me mother from now on. Ling Xiao is your brother. With us around, no one will dare to bully you anymore. Mother? Luoluo tilted her head. Her big eyes were filled with desire and excitement. Her voice was trembling. Can I really do it? Luoluo didn't have a mother or a father since she was young. Of course, I'll be your mother from now on. Long Hanyin's eyes reddened as she spoke with absolute certainty. I have a mother, Luoluo has a mother. Mother, I'm so happy. Luoluo shouted excitedly. Suddenly, tears came out of her eyes. She cried and laughed at the same time. Her eyes were filled with happiness. Luoluo, don't cry. Luoluo, be good. Long Hanyin panicked and hurriedly comforted her. Aunt, this little cousin is so beautiful. Why don't you betroth her to me? When I grow up, I'll marry her. Long Outyin appeared out of nowhere and stared at Luoluo. His eyes were shining as he said shamelessly. Get lost. Why are you everywhere? Such a warm scene was instantly destroyed by Long Outyin. Ling Xiao immediately sent him flying with a kick. Everyone laughed and joked while the battle in the sky became more and more intense. Don't worry, this old man is very valiant. Even if it's just a sovereign celestial body, it's not something that these 2 stinking worms can do to. Long Outyin was full of confidence in Long Lai and said without a care. Sure enough, this great battle caused the heavens to fall and the earth to split. The sea boiled. The 1,000 revolution array above Sovereign Xiang's head and a black mountain-splitting axe appeared in Lu Zhizuan's hand. It was also a powerful sovereign weapon. But even so, Long Lai only relied on a pair of golden dragon fists to suppress the 2 sovereigns. Ling Xiao stared at Long Lai's figure in the sky with a burning gaze. From Long Lai's true dragon fists, he comprehended more about the profoundness of the heavenly dragon physique and the direction of breaking through the true dragon physique. A vast dragon roar exploded in the sky, shaking the heavens. Long Lai's entire body was suffused with golden light. It was as if he had transformed into an unparalleled true dragon. The terrifying true dragon fist directly enveloped Sovereign Xiang and Lu Jizuan. Kacha! As if the sky exploded, endless divine light gushed out. Sovereign Xiang and Lu Jizuan both vomited a mouthful of blood as their eyes were filled with disbelief. Although they knew that Long Lai was very strong, they never thought that Long Lai's sovereign celestial body would be able to defeat the two of them. Long Lai, don't be so arrogant. There will naturally be people who will deal with you. At that time, your crystal palace will still be obliterated. Let's go! Sovereign Xiang and Lu Jizuan both said with incomparably ugly expressions. They actually had the intention to retreat as they turned around and left the sea region. There wouldn't be any results even if they continued to fight. They would only be asking for humiliation. Long Lai also didn't chase after them. Although his sovereign celestial body was strong, it was only slightly stronger than Sovereign Xiang and Lu Jizuan. There was no way for him to make the two of them stay. Those nine-headed snake clan's experts were also scared witless as they left the place. Soon, the sea region became empty. Only the boiling waves and the smell of blood in the air showed that an intense battle had just happened here. Boom! Long Lai walked over from the void as his majestic and domineering gaze landed on Ling Xiao. A powerful and terrifying dragon aura pressed down on Ling Xiao. Ling Xiao's eyes flashed as he stared intently at Long Lai, revealing a strong will to fight. The blood in his body seemed to be boiling, and a dragon's roar rang out as well, resisting the dragon's might. Rumble! The waves in all directions exploded as the sky trembled. A terrifying aura swept out, causing Phoenix Maiden, Long Outyan and the rest to turn pale. Long Lai, are you crazy again? If you dare to harm a single strand of Xiao's hair, I won't have you as my brother. Long Hanyan immediately exploded. Her starry eyebrows furrowed as she pointed at Long Lai in the void and roared. Not bad, not bad. You actually possess the bloodline of a true dragon? Although there are shackles and seals, it's not a problem. You are qualified to be this king's nephew. Long Lai looked at Ling Xiao indifferently as he revealed a trace of satisfaction and slowly said, Be your nephew? Or you? I don't know you, so don't randomly claim to be relatives. Ling Xiao sneered. Chapter 679. Impudent. Long Lai's eyes flashed and he shouted coldly. His voice was like a thunderclap. However, Ling Xiao looked calm and indifferent. He was not affected at all. So what if I'm impudent? You suppressed my mother in the eye of the East Sea for 20 years. You didn't care about our sibling relationship at all. You forced my mother to marry the sky-burning demon emperor. You didn't consider my mother's happiness at all. You took my mother out of the 8 Desolates region and caused me to be without a mother for 20 years. Tell me, what right do you have to be my uncle? Ling Xiao smiled coldly and looked at Long Lai. His voice was extremely impassioned. Long Outyan looked at Ling Xiao with admiration. Although he usually called him an old man, when he was in front of Long Lai, he didn't even dare to fart. He did not expect Ling Xiao to point at Long Lai's nose and scold him. He did what he wanted to do but did not dare to do. His admiration for Ling Xiao grew even stronger. Boom! Long Lai's eyes flashed coldly. He stepped down from the void. Every step he took seemed to be stepping on the center of heaven and earth. It was like a heavenly drum that shook the sky. An extremely terrifying pressure shrouded Ling Xiao as if it was forcing him to kneel down. This was the supreme divine power. It suppressed the 4 seas and 8 desolates. It was the pinnacle of humanity that was respected by the world. However, Ling Xiao did not back down at all. He continued to stare at Long Lai with a questioning look in his eyes. Long Lai, what are you trying to do? Xiao is telling the truth. Could it be that you want to kill your own nephew? If that's the case, kill me first. Long Hanyan's expression changed. She struggled to walk to Ling Xiao and shouted at Long Lai. Long Lai suddenly laughed bitterly and shook his head. That powerful pressure instantly dissipated into nothingness. Han Yan, he's indeed your son. His stubbornness is exactly the same as yours. Ling Xiao, whether you believe it or not, there's a reason for all of this. Now it's time to explain everything. Let's go back to the Crystal Palace. I'll tell you everything. At that time, if you still don't want to acknowledge me as your uncle, it's up to you. Long Lai looked at Ling Xiao seriously. All right, I'd like to see how you explain it. Ling Xiao nodded and said indifferently. Only then did Long Outyen and Long Hanyen heave a sigh of relief. They were really afraid that Ling Xiao and Long Lai would not back down and fight again. That would be a headache. Let's go. Long Lai smiled faintly and looked at Ling Xiao with more and more satisfaction. He could see that this nephew of his was not ordinary. He was extremely talented and even had the bloodline of a true dragon. He was able to defeat the sky-burning demon emperor before his true dragon bloodline was awakened. How terrifying would he be once his true dragon bloodline was fully awakened? Who was it? Get the hell out here. Long Lai's eyes suddenly flashed with light. He threw out a punch and a golden fist print pierced through the void. Immediately, the world trembled and the void shattered. A figure in black armor with an ancient and mysterious aura flashed out of the void. Clang. That figure also threw out a punch, dissolving Long Lai's punch. He abruptly retreated dozens of steps before revealing his body. It was a middle-aged man in black armor. His entire body was filled with black divine light. His helmet covered his face tightly, revealing only a pair of deep and cold eyes. The aura around him was extremely mysterious. It was impermanent and unfathomable. Green winds circled around him. He was also an honorable martial artist. The Dragon King of the East Sea is indeed extraordinary. I did not expect a mere honorable martial artist's celestial body to be so powerful. The middle-aged man said slowly, his voice was extremely hoarse. Sneaky scoundrel. For you. A sharp light flashed in Long Lai's eyes. A powerful aura locked onto the middle-aged man, as if he was going to unleash his full strength at any time. I am the Impermanence Divine General of the War God Temple. Long Lai, I am here today to ask for a person from the Crystal Palace. The middle-aged man said slowly with a hint of arrogance in his eyes. He then searched through the crowd. When his eyes finally landed on Luo Luo, his eyes lit up. Someone from the War God Temple? Long Lai was shocked. The name of the War God Temple seemed to have a magical power, causing his gaze to turn solemn. There were so many martial holy lands on the War God continent, but the most mysterious and powerful one was definitely the War God Temple. Even the Longevity sect, known as the #1 holy land in the world 10,000 years ago, did not dare to say that they could defeat the War God Temple. Long Lai vaguely knew that the War God Temple had the most mysterious war god, the left and right heavenly venerables, the 4 great guardian kings, and the 18 divine generals. However, Long Lai did not expect a mere impermanence divine general to have the cultivation of an honorable martial artist. How terrifying was the War God Temple's strength. When Ling Xiao heard the name of the War God Temple, his eyes also flashed. He did not expect that the War God Temple, which rarely participated in the battles of the War God continent, would actually have someone appear. Although this impermanence divine general looked very mysterious, in Ling Xiao's opinion, he was not much stronger than Honorable Xiong. However, one of the 18 divine generals was already an honorable martial artist. The War God Temple's strength was truly terrifying. When the impermanence divine general's gaze landed on Luo Luo, Ling Xiao's heart could not help but sink. He had a bad feeling. Long Lai looked at the impermanence divine general indifferently and said, "Someone from the War God Temple? How disrespectful." However, may I know who you are looking for from the Crystal Palace? Long Lai was also a little confused. He did not know why the impermanence divine general had come. I'm looking for her. The impermanence divine general's gaze revealed a hint of passion as he pointed at Luo Luo. She is the war god of the War God Temple, the person who has been specifically ordered to be brought back. Please make things easy for us, Dragon King. The impermanence divine general emphasized the 2 words war god. Big brother, he's a bad person. I don't want to go with him. Luo's little face instantly turned pale. Her face was filled with panic, and she could not help but hug Ling Xiao tightly. Be good, Luo. With Big Brother here, no one will be able to take you away. Ling Xiao rubbed Luo's little head, a hint of sharpness in his eyes. Impermanence, Divine General, she is this king's niece. She's just an ordinary little girl. Why do you want to take her away? What does your war god want? The confusion in Long Lai's heart grew stronger as he slowly asked. The Dragon King's niece? The Impermanence Divine General frowned slightly but still said patiently, Dragon King, it's the war god's order to bring her back. I hope the Dragon King can give me some face. If the Dragon King agrees, the East Sea Crystal Palace will gain the friendship of the War God Temple. Chapter 680. Give you face? Who do you think you are? She's my sister. No one can take her away. Ling Xiao sneered and looked at Immortal General Wu Chang with disdain. Little bastard, do you want to die? Immortal General Wu Chang's eyes turned cold when he realized that it was a kid at the Monarch realm who was provoking him. Immortal General Wu Chang, how dare you? Is my niece someone you can scold as you please? Long Lai's eyes flashed as he spoke in an overbearing manner. Immortal General Wu Chang's face turned ugly. He stared at Long Lai and said, Dragon King, are you trying to offend the War God Hall? She's just a little girl. You better think it through. Bastard, who do you think you are? How dare you threaten me? She's my niece. How can you take her away just because you want to? Even the War God Hall can't do such a thing, right? Get out of my sight before I get angry. Long Lai's eyes flashed coldly as he scolded Immortal General Wu Chang. Good, very good. Dragon King, don't regret it. The Impermanence Ghost General glared at Ling Xiao and Luo fiercely before turning around and disappearing into the void. He knew that he was no match for Long Lai. If he tried to take Luo away, he would only be humiliating himself. So, he left without hesitation. Long Hanyan looked worried and said, Ling Xiao, the War God Hall wants to take Luo away? What are they trying to do? Those bastards from the War God Hall want to take away my future wife. When I grow up, I'll kill my way to the War God Hall and kill all those bastards. Long Outyan said angrily. Long Outyan was also furious. Ling Xiao, do you know why the War God Hall wants to take Luo away? Long Lai frowned and asked slowly. I'm not sure either. Luo is a descendant of the Feng Shui family. Her grandfather is Li Chunfeng. There shouldn't be any grudges between the Feng Shui family and the War God Hall. Ling Xiao shook his head and found it strange. However, he thought about the strange things about Luo and the relationship between the War God Hall and the War God Hall. Could it be? Ling Xiao's eyes lit up. No matter what, he couldn't hand Luo over to the War God Temple. However, since the War God Temple was able to locate Luo's location, they must have some special methods. It seems like I can't let Luo leave the Heavenly God Stone in the future. Ling Xiao believed that the Heavenly Divine Stone formed its own world and contained its own laws. If the War God Temple could still find Luo in the Heavenly Divine Stone, then the War God Temple would be too terrifying. Are you from a Feng Shui family? This matter is indeed very strange. Long Lai nodded and said, No matter what, Luo cannot be handed over to the War God Temple. Ling Xiao said resolutely. The War God Temple is indeed a troublesome matter. Let's return to the Crystal Palace first and make a long-term plan. Long Lai's eyes flashed as he spoke slowly. 1. A ray of light flickered in the void. Long Lai waved his sleeve and instantly swept up Ling Xiao, Long Hanyan, Long Outyan, and the others. They left the East Sea Eye and returned to the Crystal Palace. When the scenery before their eyes changed, Ling Xiao and the others had already arrived at the bottom of the East Sea. In the distance, huge mountain ranges at the bottom of the sea rose and fell like giant dragons. No one knew how long they were, but they were ancient and majestic. In the middle of the endless mountain ranges, there was a dazzling huge palace. It was tens of thousands of feet tall and had a majestic aura. The entire palace was made of glass crystals and shone brightly. It emitted thousands of auspicious lights and was incomparably gorgeous. This was the sacred land of the dragon tribe, The East Sea Crystal Palace. Groups of powerful prawn soldiers and crab generals patrolled outside the Crystal Palace. When they saw Long Lai and the others appear, they hurriedly knelt down and paid their respects. Their eyes were filled with fanatical worship. Ling Xiao could tell that these prawn soldiers and crab generals were at least demon kings. However, their transformation was not complete. Some of them still had crab claws, some had shrimp heads and human bodies, and some were covered in dazzling scales. Each of them had a majestic demonic aura and were orderly. Moreover, the mountain ranges around the Crystal Palace were undulating. There were a total of 81 mountain ranges. They intersected with each other and formed a powerful and vast aura. Ling Xiao could feel the aura of an ancient divine array. Even if a supreme being expert wanted to barge in, they would have to suffer. This was the foundation of the dragon tribe. This was the first time Phoenix Maiden and Luo Luo had seen the Crystal Palace. Their eyes were filled with shock. Such a majestic and magnificent Crystal Palace was like the palace of the Celestial Emperor. Anyone who saw it for the first time would be filled with shock. Under the protection of a group of prawn soldiers and crab generals, Long Lai brought Ling Xiao and the others to the Crystal Palace. Rumble. The door of the Crystal Palace was wide open. A blazing light shone brightly and a rich aura spread out. Is this the power of a small world? Ling Xiao's eyes flashed. There was actually a small world hidden in the Crystal Palace. After entering the Crystal Palace, the sky was high and the clouds were broad. The mountain ranges stretched out and the clouds lingered. Towering ancient trees stood tall. Huge dragons soared in the sky and let out joyful dragon roars. An old man with white hair and a rosy face carrying a huge turtle shell came forward with 2 crab generals. Greetings to the king. The old man bowed and his eyes were filled with excitement. Prime Minister Turtle, please rise. Long Lai smiled faintly. He stretched out his hand and lifted the Prime Minister Turtle up. Ling Xiao realized that the Prime Minister Turtle had the bloodline of the ancient divine beast, the black tortoise. Moreover, his cultivation had reached the level of half-step sovereign. As long as he passed the sovereign tribulation, he would be able to become a sovereign. Even the 2 crab generals beside him were half-step sovereigns who had passed the tribulations of 3 divine beasts. Their strength was unfathomable. Prime Minister Turtle, long time no see. Long Hanyan said with a smile. Princess Royal? Princess Royal, you're finally back. Pa. It seems like the king can't bear to let Princess Royal stay in that bitter cold place. Congratulations. Prime Minister Turtle's eyes were filled with excitement. It could be said that he had watched Long Hanyan grow up. Now that Long Lai had changed his mind and released Long Hanyan, he was very happy. Swoosh, 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 swoosh. In the distant mountain range, rays of bright light came across the sky and turned into a few young men and women in white. They came forward and bowed respectfully to Long Lai and Long Hanyan. Greetings to father and aunt. It turned out that these people were Long Lai's children. Each of them had a dignified appearance and an extraordinary aura. The leader was Long Zhantian. Ling Xiao saw him at a glance. Long Zhantian smiled at Ling Xiao and nodded his head. Get up. Long Lai's gaze paused on his children for a moment before he said faintly. The Dragon Crown Princes and Dragon Princesses felt as though they had been pardoned. They stood by the side obediently and looked curiously at Ling Xiao, Phoenix Woman, Luo Luo, and the rest beside Long Hanyan. Chapter 681. Ling Xiao, these are your cousins. Familiarize yourself with them and come to the dragon transformation pool with your mother. I have something to tell you. Long Lai glanced at Ling Xiao indifferently. Then, with a flash, he disappeared from the place. Prime Minister Turtle and the 2 crab generals smiled, cupped their fists and left as well. Once Long Lai and Prime Minister Turtle left, there was an uproar. The dragon princes and princesses jumped up and surrounded Ling Xiao. Their eyes were filled with curiosity and excitement as they chattered non-stop. You are cousin Ling Xiao? We heard from Big Brother that you would be here. We didn't expect you to come only now. Looks like you don't have 3 heads and 6 arms. How did you defeat the sky-burning demon emperor? Did Big Brother lie to us? Cousin Ling Xiao, is this your wife? She is so beautiful. Cousin Ling Xiao, is this your daughter? She is so cute. Cousin Ling Xiao, is this your mount? It is a 9-headed lion. Ah, so domineering. Ling Xiao was speechless and his face turned green. He didn't expect his cousins to be so enthusiastic. They were all chattering like curious babies, asking him all sorts of questions. Ling Xiao suddenly felt something crawling up his leg. He looked down and saw a little girl about 2 to 3 years old. She had a pacifier in her mouth and 2 dragon horns on her forehead. Her big eyes were bright and innocent, and she looked very cute. She hugged Ling Xiao's leg and climbed up with all her might. "Big brother." "Hug," the little girl said in a childish voice. She was very cute. "Good girl. Come, big brother will hug you." Ling Xiao laughed helplessly and picked up the little girl. Then Long Hanyan introduced Ling Xiao to them. Ling Xiao finally got to know them. Long Lai had 9 sons. They were Long Zhantian, Long Padian, Long Jiutian, Long Yutian, Long Juntian, Long Xiantian, Long Pingtian, Long Tsungtian, and Long Outyan. The eldest was Long Zhantian and the youngest was Long Outyan. Except for Long Outyan, the other dragon princes were older than Ling Xiao. Ling Xiao had to call them cousin. This little girl was Long Lai's only daughter, Xiaolong. Her name was Long Xiaoxiao. According to the dragon tribe's lifespan, she was only 3 years old. "Ling Xiao, you're finally here. Welcome. If you still don't come, this group of brats will annoy me to death," Long Zhantian said with a slight smile. "Big cousin, it seems like your training in the holy ground was very effective. I didn't expect you to pass the 2 divine tribulations so quickly." Ling Xiao's eyes glinted as he spoke. From Long Zhantian's body, he could sense a faint fluctuation of divine power. It was a sign that he had survived the black water tribulation, which represented endless true energy. Besides Long Zhantian, the second crown prince was at the half-step exalt realm while the other crown princes were all at the monarch realm. Their bloodlines were merely the heavenly dragon physique. Even though they were extremely strong, they were far inferior when compared to Long Zhantian and Long Outyan. Especially Long Ao Tian, other than Long Zhantian, he couldn't beat him. From the second brother to the 8th brother, they had all been beaten up by this little bastard. In the end, everyone avoided him because they were afraid of him. "My cultivation speed is significantly slower than yours and the sky-scorching demon dominators. The heavenly selection meeting is about to begin, so I have to speed up my cultivation. Only then will I be able to compete with all the geniuses of the world and seize the supreme fortune to become an exalt," Long Zhantian said with a wry smile. When he mentioned the Heaven's Choice Assembly, his eyes revealed a trace of excitement. "The heavenly selection meeting? It's going to begin so soon?" Ling Xiao's eyes flashed because the words heavenly selection meeting had caused his heart to tremble slightly. The heavenly selection meeting had a long history. According to legend, it had begun 1,000,000 years ago, and it had always been hosted by the War God Hall. It was a grand gathering of countless geniuses on War God continent. Practically all the human race, demon race, and even hidden ancient clans on War God continent would participate. Because the heavenly selection meeting didn't just allow one to compete with all the geniuses of the world, it also provided one with the supreme fortune to become an exalt. Every single heavenly selection meeting would have someone become an exalt and become the most dazzling existence on War God continent. That's right. There's already news that the heavenly selection meeting this time will be hosted by the War God Hall in the Time Cave, and it will be held a year from now. Long Zhantian's eyes revealed a trace of anticipation. If he cultivated normally, he would need at least 500 years or even 1,000 years to become an exalt. But with the heavenly selection meeting, this time would be reduced by 100 times or even more. The heavenly selection meeting contained countless fortunes and opportunities, and was the world's #1 grand gathering. A year from now? The War God Hall. Ling Xiao suddenly thought of impermanence. The War God Hall's actions had always been secretive. Impermanence wanted to bring Luo Luo along. Could it be related to this heavenly selection meeting? Ling Xiao pondered in his heart. In his previous life, he had never participated in the heavenly selection meeting. He only knew that the heavenly selection meeting, which was held every 1,000 years, was the grandest trial in the entire war god continent. Countless geniuses competed to reach the supreme realm. It seemed that this time, he would have to take a look at the so-called heavenly selection meeting. Ling Zhao's heart shook slightly. He kept having the feeling that the war god hall's actions weren't as simple as it seemed, and he smelled a scheme. Ling Xiao, with your natural talent, you'll definitely be able to take first place in the heavenly selection meeting. At that time, you'll be able to obtain a supreme fortune and become an exalt. It's just a matter of time. Perhaps I'll be able to bask in your glory at that time. Long Zhantian smiled lightly. The heavenly selection meeting? I want to go as well, I want to go as well. Long Outyen's eyes instantly lit up when he heard the words heavenly selection meeting, and he hurriedly spoke loudly. Cousin, you're too kind. Ling Xiao smiled and purposely ignored Long Outyen. Cousin Ling Xiao, Big Brother said that your combat strength is unparalleled in the world. You were able to defeat the heaven-scorching demon emperor when you were at the monarch realm. I want to seek guidance from you. Second Crown Prince Long Padian said with a smile. His eyes were filled with a strong fighting spirit. Me too, Cousin Ling Xiao. I want to seek guidance from you as well. Me. In an instant, the group of Dragon Crown Princes couldn't sit still any longer. Their eyes lit up, and they were filled with eagerness. All of them were warlike fellows. It was already embarrassing enough for them to be bullied by Long Outyen on a daily basis. Now, the big brother that they admired the most actually held Ling Xiao in such high esteem. So, all of them wanted to spar with Ling Xiao and see exactly how strong this legendary genius cousin of theirs was. All of you trash can't even defeat me, yet you want to challenge cousin? Let me tell all of you, cousin can slap all of you to the ground with a single hand. Long Outyen glanced at the second crown prince and the others with slight disdain. Long Outyen, you've clearly taken advantage of the true dragon bloodline. If we had the true dragon bloodline as well, then we'd definitely beat you up to the point that your mother. No, even our mothers wouldn't recognize you. Chapter 682. Stop fooling around. Ling Xiao still has matters to discuss with your father. When I return, I will guide you in your cultivation. Long Hanyan glared at this group of fellows and then brought Ling Xiao to the dragon transformation pool. All right, take good care of Xiao Wu. They are your sisters-in-law. And Luo Luo, she is my daughter. Whoever dares to bully her, I will break your legs. Long Hanyan left with Ling Xiao after saying that. Sister-in-law? Little cousin? The group of Dragon Crown Prince's eyes lit up. Phoenix Maiden was a peerless beauty. Needless to say, she was devastatingly beautiful. But wasn't Luo Luo a little too cute? She was carved from jade and her big eyes were very pure. One look and one could tell that she was a beauty. Little cousin, I am your second brother, Long Padian. Let's go, second brother will bring you to catch crabs. Little cousin, I am your third cousin. Don't listen to him. Let's go ride a dragon. I will catch the most powerful and majestic dragon for you. Come with me, little cousin. I have a lot of beautiful shells there. The group of people's eyes lit up. Without any moral integrity, they rushed over as if they wanted to snatch someone away. All of you get lost. Luo is my Long Outyen's wife. Whoever dares to have any ideas about her, I will beat them up. Long Outyen roared and rushed over. His entire body was shining with golden light. Golden fist radiance exploded, beating the group of Dragon Crown Princes until they covered their heads and fled. Long Outyen, you bastard. I want to compete with you fairly. You are too violent. Little cousin will not like you. A few Dragon Crown Princes were beaten black and blue. They pointed at Long Outyen and shouted. Yeah. Hug. Xiao Longnu walked over unsteadily. Her big eyes were shining and she was full of smiles. She extended her arms towards Luo Luo. What a beautiful little sister. I can finally be an elder sister. Luo Luo was also very happy as she hugged Long Xiao Xiao, making Xiao Longnu giggle. Ling Xiao and Long Hanyan did not talk about these fellows' nonsense. They flew towards the depths of the Crystal Palace. The mountain peaks here were ancient and majestic. The ancient trees towered into the sky, emitting a wild aura. The sky was high and the clouds were vast. There was even a small sun above the 9 heavens, emitting bright light and heat. That's a real sun. The ancestors of the dragon race moved it from the 9 heavens with a great divine ability. Long Hanyan said with a smile. Ling Xiao nodded as a glint of light appeared in his eyes. If one wanted to move such a sun, it would be difficult even for a titled supreme martial artist. The Dragon Clan's foundation was indeed extraordinary. The Dragon Transformation Pool was a forbidden area of the Dragon Clan. In fact, it could be called the Dragon Blood Pool. When the ancestors of the Dragon Clan were close to passing away, they would gather their essence blood in the Dragon Blood Pool. Over countless years, the Dragon Blood Pool had accumulated a large amount of heavenly dragon's blood, true dragon's blood, and even divine dragon's blood. It was the core treasure ground of the Dragon Clan. Newborns of the Dragon Clan would be baptized in the Dragon Transformation Pool to awaken their bloodline and purify their dragon body. Some people could even improve their bloodline power in the Dragon Transformation Pool. There were only 2 true dragons in the Dragon Clan, Long Outyin and Long Lai. They were both pure-blooded divine beasts. That was why Long Outyin had such a high status in the Crystal Palace. However, Long Outyin was born with a true dragon's body. After the baptism in the Dragon Transformation Pool, the bloodline in his body had reached the peak of the true dragon's bloodline. He was only 1 step away from becoming a legendary divine dragon. Long Lai was born with the heavenly dragon's bloodline. After the baptism in the Dragon Transformation Pool, he evolved into the true dragon's bloodline. After that, his cultivation improved by leaps and bounds. In the end, he became the supreme martial artist of the Dragon Clan, the Dragon King who reigned supreme in the world. The Dragon Transformation Pool was located in a valley shrouded in clouds and mist. It was protected by a powerful ancient divine formation. Even from far away, one could feel a powerful dragon's aura and strange fluctuations. Outside the Dragon Transformation Pool, 4 white-haired old men sat cross-legged. Their eyes were closed and their breathing was long. Their bodies exuded a powerful and mysterious energy. They were all at the Supreme Martial Artist realm. The 4 Supreme Martial Artists were guarding the Dragon Transformation Pool. One could see how deep the Dragon Clan's foundation was. They are Feng, Lei, and Dian, the 4 Supreme Elders. They cultivate here all year round and don't care about worldly affairs. Let's go in directly. Long Hanyan whispered to Ling Xiao through voice transmission. Ling Xiao nodded and slowly walked into the valley. Buzz. The 4 Supreme Elders suddenly opened their eyes at the same time. 4 blazing rays of light pierced through the void and landed on Ling Xiao's body. It was as if they were examining and probing him. After a while, they closed their eyes again and their auras calmed down. What a powerful cultivation! Ling Xiao's eyes flashed. He could feel the intertwining of the 4 Supreme Elders' auras. The true dragon's bloodline in his body seemed to have begun to boil. The shackles that were originally imprisoning his bloodline seemed to show signs of loosening. Long Hanyan and Ling Xiao walked into the valley and saw Long Lai sitting cross-legged in the void. His body was shining brightly and exuded a mysterious and majestic fluctuation. Below Long Lai was an ancient pool of blood. It seemed to be only a few hundred meters wide, and it was enveloped by a blood-red barrier. Golden blood flowed in the blood pool. It was extremely spiritual and seemed to have turned into small golden dragons. They intertwined with each other and contained an extremely majestic energy. As soon as Ling Xiao arrived at the Dragon Transformation Pool, he felt the true dragon's bloodline in his body begin to tremble. "You're here." Long Lai opened his eyes and his gaze landed on Ling Xiao. "I'm here." Ling Xiao nodded calmly. He wanted to see what Long Lai was trying to explain. Ling Xiao did not know why Long Lai insisted on marrying Long Hanyan to the sky-burning demon emperor and sacrificed his sister's happiness. "Don't you want to know the reason? Hanyan is here. It's time to tell you." Long Lai said slowly. There was a hint of nostalgia in his eyes. "I'm sure all of you know about the calamity 10,000 years ago. The extraterrestrial demons invaded and swept across the entire war god world. Countless lives were plunged into misery and suffering. Countless experts died in battle. Even my father, the previous Dragon King of the Crystal Palace, died in battle in that calamity. Royal father died in the great calamity 10,000 years ago? Why didn't you tell me? Long Hanyan's body shook. There was a hint of shock and sadness in her eyes. When Long Hanyan was young, Long Lai was her elder brother and father. He inherited the position of Dragon King and raised her bit by bit. Long Lai had never mentioned anything about the old Dragon King. It turned out that he had died in the calamity 10,000 years ago. The old Dragon King, Long Shun? Chapter 683. In his previous life, Ling Xiao had heard that Long Shun had a strong temperament and was a loyal person who could see the big picture. However, he did not expect Long Shun to have died in the Great Calamity 10,000 years ago. The Great Calamity 10,000 years ago swept across the heavens. The Crystal Palace was also the place where the extraterrestrial demons attacked the most. Countless powerful cultivators from the Dragon Clan died in that battle, and our clan was almost annihilated. Long Lai said slowly with a sigh in his eyes. 10,000 years ago, I was only as old as Ao Tian and you were still in your infancy. You had suffered an unimaginable injury and had been sealed in the dragon transformation pool. At that time, if the great sun demon supremacy of the Sky Demon Palace had not stepped in and killed countless extraterrestrial demons to save the last of the Dragon Clan's descendants, I'm afraid that the Dragon Clan would have been annihilated. The great sun demon supremacy? 10,000 years ago, he was already an honorable one? If that's the case, did he reincarnate? Ling Zhao's eyes lit up. What made him feel strange was that he had never heard of the great sun demon supremacy 10,000 years ago. That's right. 10,000 years ago, the great sun demon supremacy was the same as my royal father and they were best friends. They were both honorable ones. He should not have reincarnated. He had only obtained some quasi-divine medicine and was struggling at death's door. Divine medicine is hard to come by. How could it be easy to reincarnate? Long Lai shook his head and said. He then looked at Long Hanyan with pity and said, Your bloodline was originally not inferior to mine. In fact, it was even stronger. However, when you were in your infancy, the power of your bloodline was contaminated by the extraterrestrial demon's demonic aura. In the end, you were saved by the great sun demon supremacy. Therefore, the great sun demon supremacy could be said to be our savior. Savior? Is it because he is our savior that you insist on betrothing me to the sky-burning demon emperor? Long Hanyan said calmly with a slight ripple in her eyes. Long Lai glanced at him but did not answer his question directly. Instead, he calmly replied, You've been sealed in the dragon transformation pool for nearly 10,000 years. It was only a few hundred years ago that I had completely removed the demonic energy from your body and allowed you to be reborn. At that time, the great sun demon Venerable proposed to propose a marriage for his disciple, the sky-scorching demon emperor. The sky-scorching demon emperor is a pure-blooded fire Qilin, and you are a match made in heaven. How could I refuse? But why didn't you ask for my opinion? Long Hanyan stared at Long Lai and said, Could it be that just because the great sun demon Venerable is our savior, he can force me to marry his disciple? He saved my life, and I'm very grateful. Even if I give my life back to him, I won't even frown. But if you want me to marry someone I don't like, I'm not willing. I know you don't want to marry the sky-scorching demon emperor, but I'd rather let you marry the sky-scorching demon emperor than let you marry an ordinary human and pollute the bloodline of the dragon tribe. Long Lai said slowly, and there was an unquestionable stubbornness in his eyes. However, Hanyan, what you don't know is that when I had captured you from the Eight Desolates region, I had wanted to cancel the marriage agreement between you and the sky-scorching demon emperor when I saw how determined you were. However, an accident happened at this time. What accident? Long Hanyan asked. Because I discovered the true conspiracy of the Sky Demon Palace. A sharp light flashed in Long Lai's eyes as he slowly said, For the past 20 years, the Grand Elders of the Crystal Palace and I have been exploring the remains of the ancient dragon tribe in the starry sky. However, I discovered that the great sun demon Venerable wanted you to marry the sky-scorching demon emperor because he wanted to use you as a breakthrough point to completely subdue the dragon tribe. Subdue the dragon tribe? Since the great sun demon Venerable is our savior, why would he do such a thing? Furthermore, if he really wanted to subdue the dragon tribe, 10,000 years ago would have been the best time. Why would he choose this time? Long Hanyan's eyes were filled with confusion. The great sun demon Venerable is indeed our savior. Furthermore, I believe that he saved us 10,000 years ago because of his friendship with our father. However, 10,000 years have passed and people change. Furthermore, the great sun demon Venerable is nearing the end of his life. No matter what crazy things he does, it is understandable. A sharp light flashed in Long Lai's eyes. Since you said that the great sun demon Venerable is nearing the end of his life, then what is the point of him subduing the dragon tribe? Long Hanyan asked. Of course there is a point. A cold light flashed in Long Lai's eyes as he said, "This is the result of my investigation in the starry sky all these years. The bloodline of the dragon tribe is the #1 creation bloodline in the universe. Not only does it allow the dragon tribe to live longer than other tribes, it also allows the dragon tribe to possess heaven-defying talents and magical powers. Most importantly, the bloodline of the dragon tribe contains a type of longevity substance. As long as enough dragon tribe bloodline is extracted to refine the legendary dragon blood divine pill, it can achieve an effect that is comparable to a supreme divine medicine, allowing the great sun demon Venerable to live for a lifetime." Long Hanyan's body shook and her voice trembled. Extract the dragon tribe bloodline? How much do you need? The more, the better. The more dragon tribe bloodline is extracted, the stronger the effect of the dragon blood divine pill. According to my guess, in order to refine the dragon blood divine pill that allows the great sun demon Venerable to live for a lifetime, you must extract all the dragon tribe bloodline from the Crystal Palace. A cold light flashed in Long Lai's eyes. All these years, the Sky Demon Palace has been behind the deaths of the top powers from the dragon tribe. What? Long Hanyan's face turned pale and her eyes were filled with disbelief. She found it hard to believe that the savior that Long Lai spoke of, the best friend of their father, the great sun demon Venerable, was such a person. This method is indeed possible. Ling Xiao sighed and said, "An ordinary honorable martial artist can only live for 10,000 years. The longer they live, the more afraid they are of death. Especially someone like the great sun demon Venerable, who is only one step away from the divine spirit realm. How could he be willing to die like this? Therefore, in order to survive, he would do anything no matter how crazy it is." That's right. No matter how talented you are, if you are unable to become a divine spirit, you will only be a pile of bones in the end. Who can see through life and death? In the face of life and death, gratitude and loyalty are nothing but fleeting clouds. Long Lai nodded and said. He sighed in his heart. Long Lai believed that 10,000 years ago, the great sun demon Venerable had saved Long Lai and Long Hanyan out of righteousness. But now, the great sun demon Venerable wanted to use the lives of the entire dragon tribe to refine the dragon blood divine pill. The great sun demon Venerable was still the great sun demon Venerable. It was just that 10,000 years had passed and everything had changed. Hanyan, Big Brother imprisoned you in the Sea Eye of the East Sea for the past 20 years to make use of you. It was to make a gesture to the great sun demon Venerable and at the same time, to buy time. Because my original body and a few elders have been trapped in the extraterritorial world for the past 20 years. Chapter 684. What? Trapped in the extraterrestrial world? Brother, are you in danger? Long Hanyan's eyes were filled with worry. Don't worry. 20 years is more than enough for us to find a solution. Soon, the elders and I will return to the Crystal Palace. Moreover, 20 years have worn out the patience of the great sun demon supremacy and the sky-burning demon king. I'm afraid they will attack us soon. Long Lai said slowly. Brother, I'm not angry that you used me. But you should have told me about this earlier and let me shoulder it with you. The burden on you is too heavy. Long Hanyan's eyes were red as she said slowly. What's the use of telling you? Long Lai smiled slightly and said, telling you will only make you worry, and it will also be very easy to leak my plan. But since it's all in the past, So what if he's the great sun demon supremacy when I return from the extraterrestrial world? He wants the life of the dragon tribe. Even if I have to bear the crime of being ungrateful, I will kill him first. Ling Xiao also fell silent. Should he be worried about Long Lai? Long Lai had captured Long Hanyan and separated their family. Ling Zhen's life was unknown, so Ling Xiao should be worried about Long Lai. But after knowing Long Lai's painstaking efforts, Ling Xiao could not bring himself to hate him. Speaking of which, this cheap uncle of his had the same personality as Long Hanyan. They were both extremely stubborn. Once they had decided on something, no one could change his mind. The great sun demon supremacy should have attained a title, right? If you want to fight against him, have you attained a title? Ling Xiao asked. Long Lai said calmly, in these 20 years of life and death, I was lucky to have a breakthrough. He was indeed a complete stage 10 supreme, a titled supreme. Ling Xiao took a deep breath. A titled supreme was a stabilizing force. Although there were many martial holy lands in the God of War continent, there were only a few who had a titled supreme. Long Lai had attained a title and could be said to be undefeatable. Han Yan I've investigated thoroughly. The Xianming Demon Slayer array in the Eye of the East Sea was broken and allowed the Hydra tribe to invade silently. It was the doing of the sky-burning Demon King. It seemed like the great sun demon Venerable did not have much time left. He was already desperate. The Hydra clan is a thorn that the Sky Demon Palace planted beside us. Long Lai's eyes revealed a trace of ice-cold killing intent as he slowly spoke. Is the Hydra clan from the Sky Demon Palace? I already guessed it, but I didn't expect the sky-burning demon emperor to be so vicious. Long Hanyan's expression was slightly ugly as she spoke slowly. The heaven-burning demon emperor is the disciple of the great sun demon Venerate after all. Speaking of which, he is the same as the great sun demon Venerate. He is decisive in killing and has peerless talent. He is also a pure-blooded divine beast fire Qilin. His future is limitless. Long Lai sighed softly. What peerless talent? You can't even beat Shower. You're just an undeserved reputation. Long Hanyan sneered. Ling Xiao? He is indeed a freak. Long Lai was also somewhat speechless as he laughed bitterly. Ling Xiao only had the bloodline of the human race. The true dragon bloodline in his body had a layer of shackles that he was unable to break through. Moreover, this kid's cultivation was only at the 9th level of the monarch realm, but his life source was extremely majestic. It wasn't even the slightest bit inferior to a half-step exalt. Even Long Lai was unable to see through Ling Xiao. He did not know how he defeated the heaven-burning demon emperor. After all, no matter if it was cultivation, bloodline, talent, or background, Ling Xiao was far inferior to the heaven-burning demon emperor. Big brother, half of Ling Xiao's bloodline is true dragon bloodline. He can be considered as a member of our dragon clan. Do you think he can break through the shackles of his bloodline? Why don't we let him try the dragon pool? If he can break through the shackles of his bloodline, then our dragon clan will have 3 true dragons. Long Hanyan suddenly smiled as she looked at Long Lai. His bloodline shackles are too strange. Even I don't know the origin of the shackles. I'm afraid it won't be that easy to break through. As for the dragon pool, we can make an exception for him. To Long Hanyan's surprise, Long Lai had actually agreed to it. Long Hanyan had only wanted to give it a try. The dragon transformation pool was too precious and had an extraordinary significance to the dragon clan. Even as the dragon king, Long Lai could not easily open the dragon transformation pool because it was the foundation of the dragon clan. Long Hanyan did not expect Long Lai to be willing to let Ling Xiao enter the dragon pool to cultivate. This was a pleasant surprise. I can let Ling Xiao enter the dragon pool to cultivate once. However, his bloodline shackles are too strange. Even I can't guarantee that he will be able to break through the shackles of his bloodline in the dragon pool. Long Lai looked at Ling Xiao and Long Hanyan and said, "Thank you. I would like to give it a try." Ling Xiao said seriously. He could feel that the majestic dragon bloodline in the dragon pool was extremely beneficial to him. Perhaps he could really break through the shackles of his bloodline in the dragon pool. Moreover, Ling Xiao could also feel that the true dragon bloodline in his body was extremely important. If he could not break through the shackles of his bloodline, perhaps the secret skill of the ancestral dragon would not be able to break through the true dragon body. The dragon pool was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for Ling Xiao. Alright. However, you can only cultivate in the dragon pool for 3 days. After 3 days, regardless of whether you break through the shackles of your bloodline or not, you must leave the dragon pool. Long Lai looked at Ling Xiao and said, "Thank you." Ling Xiao smiled. Since he had taken such a huge advantage, he would not lose out by calling him uncle. "Kid, you really don't act until you see the hair. Your mother and I will guard you outside the valley. We wish you good luck and hope that you can break through the shackles of your bloodline in one go." Long Lai shook his head and smiled bitterly. He then left the dragon pool with Long Hanyan. Buzz. The dragon pool trembled slightly as if some ancient divine array had been activated. The blood-red barrier above the dragon pool trembled slightly and finally dissipated slowly. A pure and majestic energy spread out. Ling Xiao looked at it and felt as if the blood in his body had started to burn. Rumble. His blood surged like a great river. Ling Xiao's body exuded a faint dragon's aura and emitted a dazzling golden glow. Ling Xiao felt that every pore in his body had started to become excited. Under the impact of that majestic energy, the shackles of his bloodline actually showed signs of loosening. Is it really useful? Ling Xiao's eyes flashed. He instantly leaped up and fell into the dragon pool. Roar! Chapter 685. Rumble. Ling Xiao immediately used the sky-devouring secret skill and began to devour the essence blood and divine power in the dragon transformation pool endlessly. His aura continued to strengthen. A golden heavenly dragon soared into the sky and circled above the dragon transformation pool, emitting a powerful dragon aura that alarmed the entire crystal palace. Who entered the dragon transformation pool? He activated the heavenly dragon bloodline so quickly. Could it be that another genius has appeared in our dragon clan? Many dragon clan powerhouses rushed towards the dragon transformation pool with a look of surprise on their faces. Long Zhantian, Long Outyen, and the other dragon clan princes also rushed over. When they heard that Ling Xiao had entered the dragon transformation pool, all of their eyes were filled with envy. Even they were only allowed to enter the dragon transformation pool to be baptized when they were born. After that, if they wanted to enter the dragon transformation pool to cultivate, unless they became a dragon king, even the dragon crown prince was not qualified to enter the dragon transformation pool. Members of the dragon clan only had one chance to enter the dragon transformation pool to cultivate in their lives. Heavenly dragon bloodline? Looks like the bloodline in Ling Xiao's body is indeed very powerful to have resonated with the heavenly dragon bloodline so quickly. If he can activate the power of the true dragon bloodline, then the bloodline shackles in his body will most likely be broken. Long Lai's eyes revealed a glimmer of light as he spoke slowly. True dragon bloodline? Easier said than done? In the entire dragon clan, only you and Outyen have activated the true dragon bloodline, right? Long Hanyen sighed softly, but her eyes also revealed a look of anticipation. She hoped that her Xiao could create a miracle. The dragon transformation pool was the essence of the entire dragon clan. Legend had it that many dragon clan powerhouses would leave their essence blood in the dragon transformation pool before they died. The essence blood that could enter the dragon transformation pool was at least the heavenly dragon bloodline, or even the powerful true dragon bloodline. And legend had it that there was even divine dragon essence blood in the dragon transformation pool. However, no one had ever been able to touch the divine dragon essence blood. Even Long Lai and Long Outyen had not done it. Rumble. In the dragon transformation pool, the sea of blood boiled. Majestic dragon essence blood poured into Ling Xiao's body, causing him to feel the bloodline shackles trembling slightly as if it was beginning to be attacked by the power of the bloodline. However, even though Ling Xiao had used the heaven-devouring mystic technique to devour so much of the heavenly dragon's bloodline, it was of no help to the bloodline shackles. Looks like this power is still too weak. I need a stronger bloodline power. A gleam of light flashed through Ling Xiao's eyes. A terrifying force erupted from his body, and he immediately sank into the dragonized pool. Within his majestic bloodline, there were many small golden dragons that gave off a mysterious and domineering aura. They swam around like small fish. Is this the true dragon bloodline? Ling Zhao's heart skipped a beat. He wanted to reach out and grab those little golden dragons, but it was as if he was grabbing at air. He couldn't grab anything. Ling Zhao slowly sat down cross-legged and began to use the power of his bloodline to sense. A mysterious and ancient wave spread out from his body. The blood sea around him trembled as strands of pure bloodline power surged into Ling Zhao's body. Ling Zhao could feel a small golden dragon surging into his body. Rumble! When the little golden dragon fused with Ling Zhao's blood, his body suddenly emitted a dazzling golden light. Rays of light lingered around him, as if a golden sun had exploded in his body. The endless golden light, which contained the ancient and mysterious power of the bloodline, began to attack the layer of shackles on the Ling Zhao bloodline. Ryuyumbo. Ling Zhao felt like millions upon millions of bolts of lightning were crashing into him, and the shackles were trembling, as though they contained the power of magical laws. They were incredibly stubborn, and were preventing the true dragon bloodline from entering him. So, it's working. But I need more true dragon bloodline. Eyes glittering, Ling Zhao drew on the heaven-devouring mystic technique. Rumble! The King Heaven Devourer cauldron spun above his head, shining with dazzling light as one golden dragon after another was devoured by Ling Zhao. Then, they transformed into boundless power that he used to attack the shackles of his bloodline. Outside, the valley began to tremble. Dazzling golden light shone as a 10,000-meter-long golden dragon coiled in the air, emanating an ancient and dignified aura. True dragon bloodline? Someone's awakened the true dragon bloodline. Haha! Is another true dragon going to appear in the dragon folk? What a joyous occasion! Heaven bless the dragon folk! Everyone in the Crystal Palace began to cheer. Their eyes were filled with excitement. Oh my God! Is cousin Ling Zhao going to awaken the true dragon bloodline? He's already so freakish. If he awakens the true dragon bloodline, how am I supposed to live? Long Proud Heaven's eyes were wide with disbelief. Big brother, Ling Zhao really did awaken the true dragon bloodline. It seems the shackles in his body are about to be broken. There was also a hint of excitement in Long Hanyan's eyes. That's very likely. Looks like the bloodline power in his body is even purer than I imagined. Long Lai's eyes flickered with light as he said slowly. Everyone was looking forward to Ling Zhao coming out of seclusion, looking forward to Ling Zhao completely awakening the true dragon bloodline. Rumble! Heaven and earth shook. The dragon transformation pool stirred everyone's thoughts. But 2 days passed in a row and Ling Zhao still did not come out of seclusion. In the dragon transformation pool, those little golden dragons represented streaks of true dragon bloodline. The entire dragon transformation pool only had over 100 streaks of true dragon bloodline. In the end, Ling Zhao refined over 100 of them. Even though Ling Zhao's bloodline was becoming more and more terrifying, that layer of bloodline shackles was still very stubborn and could not be broken. The pressure of the true dragon bloodline is still not enough. Could it be that my bloodline shackles really can't be broken? Ling Zhao sighed softly and said, although the power of the true dragon bloodline was strong, Ling Zhao felt that it was still a little lacking. What's that? Ling Zhao's eyes flashed. Suddenly, he saw a rainbow light flickering in the depths of the dragon transformation pool. It was dazzling and gave off an ancient and mysterious aura. Legend has it that the dragon transformation pool has the bloodline of the divine dragon. Could that really be the aura of the divine dragon bloodline? Ling Zhao's eyes flashed as he channeled the power of the bloodline in his body. Relying on his strong perception, he slowly headed towards the depths of the dragon transformation pool. For every 10 feet he went deeper into the dragon transformation pool, the pressure was 10 times or even 100 times stronger than before. Even a true dragon's body would find it difficult to endure such a degree. However, Ling Zhao continued to sink. The blood became thicker and was already close to the bottom of the dragon transformation pool. At the bottom of the dragon transformation pool, There were blood-colored jade stones that looked sparkling and resplendent, emitting a powerful and mysterious dragon might. It's actually dragon blood jade marrow? Ling Zhao's eyes flashed. The dragon blood jade marrow was the essence of the true dragon's blood. Not only could it increase the power of the bloodline, but it could also be used to concoct pills. It even contained a trace of the dragon's bloodline. At a glance, there were hundreds of dragon blood jade marrows of various sizes at the bottom of the dragon transformation pool. These were the accumulation of the dragon race for millions of years. Outside, a fingernail-sized dragon blood jade marrow was worth millions of pure yang pills. Furthermore, it was priceless. But here, Ling Zhao saw that even the smallest dragon blood jade marrow was the size of a fist. The largest was even the size of a millstone. He was really rich. However, Ling Zhao did not touch the dragon blood jade marrow. His gaze landed in the center of the dragon blood jade marrow. There was a drop of blood that emitted a rainbow light. Chapter 686. The rainbow-colored blood bead looked crystal clear and emitted a mysterious fluctuation. It was ancient and majestic, causing the blood in Ling Zhao's body to tremble slightly. Could it be? This is the legendary divine dragon bloodline? Ling Zhao's eyes flashed as he slowly approached the rainbow-colored blood bead. Ling Zhao's bloodline shackles began to tremble slightly. The layer of rune enchantment that enveloped the true dragon bloodline seemed to have encountered an extremely terrifying force and began to collapse. Rumble! Ling Zhao's body shone brightly. Golden clouds swirled around him as if golden lightning had exploded. An ancient, mysterious, and vast aura filled the air. Heaven-devouring secret skill, Devour. Ling Zhao's eyes flashed as he activated the heaven-devouring secret skill and the ancestral dragon secret skill at the same time. Two mysterious lights flashed on Ling Zhao's body. Especially the ancestral dragon secret skill, there seemed to be an ancient dragon's roar that passed through countless years and shook the world. The rainbow-colored blood bead buzzed and instantly turned into a stream of light that flew towards Ling Zhao. The rainbow-colored blood bead appeared in the center of Ling Zhao's heart. A mysterious rainbow-colored fog spread out. Thump, thump, thump. A strong vibration came. That was Ling Zhao's heartbeat. It was strong and powerful, as if it was 10 times or 100 times faster than before. A powerful force surged into Ling Zhao's heart. The shackles that originally enveloped the bloodline shackles seemed to have met their natural enemy and began to collapse at a speed visible to the naked eye. Rumble! Lightning flashed around Ling Zhao's body as if he had been reborn. The 48,000 pores on his body were spewing out divine light. An extremely powerful bloodline power erupted and flowed throughout Ling Zhao's body like a river. It surged violently and contained a terrifying force. Swoosh, 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 swoosh. Hundreds of millions of sword rays seemed to shoot out from the pores all over Ling Zhao's body. He slowly floated up from the depths of the dragon transformation pool and sat cross-legged above it. The entire dragon transformation pool began to boil. The vast and terrifying bloodline power surged into his body, causing Ling Zhao's strength to become stronger and more terrifying. He let out a terrifying dragon's roar that shook the world. In an instant, the weather changed, and the world shook. In the sky above the entire valley, a 7-colored light shone brightly. A terrifying dragon might spread out, causing everyone to tremble. It was as if they could not help but want to kneel down. What power is this? Long Lai's entire body trembled as a trace of disbelief appeared in his eyes. The terrifying dragon's roar seemed to have originated from ancient times. It contained an unparalleled power that transcended time and space, causing him to tremble unconsciously. This kind of power already far surpassed the pressure of a true dragon bloodline. Could it be the legendary divine dragon bloodline? Long Lai's first reaction was that it was impossible, but that dragon's might was indeed too strong. The dragon experts below the heavenly dragon bloodline couldn't help but kneel down. Even Long Hanyan, Long Zhantian, and some others who possessed the heavenly dragon bloodline were trembling all over. The dragon's roar came and went quickly, disappearing in an instant. The pressure on everyone also disappeared without a trace. Everyone felt as if they were dreaming. Long Lai's heart trembled, but on the surface, he did not show it. He said to everyone, "Ling Xiao has awakened the true dragon bloodline, which is worthy of celebration. However, this matter must not be spread. Otherwise, you will be punished according to the clan law." Everyone's expression turned solemn as they replied respectfully. Those who were able to come to the dragon transformation pool were all important members of the dragon tribe. Their loyalty to the dragon tribe was unquestionable. Therefore, after Long Lai spoke, they all expressed that they would obey Long Lai's orders. However, immediately after, everyone began to get excited. The true dragon bloodline was the third true dragon bloodline to appear in the dragon tribe after Long Lai and Long Outyin. This was extremely rare in the entire history of the dragon tribe. Could it be that the dragon tribe was really going to rise? True dragon bloodline? Why do I feel that the bloodline that cousin has awakened is much stronger than my true dragon bloodline? Long Outyin muttered softly, his eyes filled with doubt. Slap. Long Lai slapped Long Outyin's head. It was so painful that Long Outyin was about to cry. Ling Xiao has awakened the true dragon bloodline. Do you know that? Long Outyin's heart trembled when he saw Long Lai's deep gaze. He immediately forgot about the pain and nodded repeatedly. Long Outyin knew that Ling Xiao's bloodline was definitely not ordinary to be treated so seriously by Long Lai. However, he did not have the courage to ask. 3 days passed very quickly. Ling Xiao had already left the dragon transformation pool long ago. He sat cross-legged at the side of the dragon transformation pool, digesting and comprehending the power in his body. Ling Xiao could confirm that he had awakened the true dragon bloodline. The blood energy around him was majestic, and his life force was extremely powerful. His understanding of the ancestral dragon's superpower had improved by leaps and bounds. Ling Xiao even felt as though he had transformed into a pure-blooded true dragon divine beast. However, the rainbow blood pearl in his heart was emitting a power that shook the heavens and earth. Ling Xiao even guessed that even if his heart was chopped into pieces now, he might be able to completely come back to life with the help of the rainbow blood pearl. Ling Xiao vaguely guessed that perhaps the rainbow blood pearl was the legendary divine dragon blood. However, he did not dare to confirm it. However, after breaking the bloodline shackles and awakening the true dragon bloodline, Ling Xiao's combat strength increased explosively once again. Furthermore, he felt that he was one step closer to the true dragon body. The ancestral dragon secret skill obtained from the wordless heavenly book was not the same as the dragon race's superpower. As his cultivation and comprehension deepened, Ling Xiao discovered that the ancestral dragon secret skill could be said to be the dragon race's most original power of laws. Even for humans, with the cultivation of the ancestral dragon secret skill, they would be able to completely possess power comparable to the primordial ancestral dragon in the end. They would attain immortality and eternal immortality. However, there was a huge difference between the ancestral dragon secret skill and the dragon race's superpower. For example, what Long Lai and Long Outyin cultivated was the dragon race's supreme superpower, the Emperor Dragon Scripture. It was rumored to be the power of bloodline inheritance. Ling Xiao vaguely felt that there might be some mysterious connection between the ancestral dragon secret skill and the Emperor Dragon Scripture. He was considering whether to impart the ancestral dragon secret skill to Long Lai and Long Outyin. Perhaps if they cultivated the ancestral dragon secret skill with their true dragon bloodline, they would definitely improve by leaps and bounds. Ling Xiao, you bastard! After Long Lai entered the valley, even with his state of mind, he could not help but feel his vision darken when he saw everything before him. He immediately cursed at Ling Xiao. Chapter 687. Only a thin layer of blood force was left in the dragon transformation pool, exuding an ancient and mysterious aura. Long Lai had allowed Ling Xiao to cultivate in the dragon transformation pool, but he had never expected that Ling Xiao would use up nearly 90% of the pool's energy in just 3 days. If he had known about this outcome, he would never have agreed to let Ling Xiao enter the dragon transformation pool to cultivate. Xiao, you're too strong. Long Hanyan also widened her eyes, her face filled with disbelief. However, when she heard Long Lai scolding Ling Xiao, she pointed at Long Lai and said, "Why are you so fierce? You were the one who agreed to let Xiao cultivate in the dragon transformation pool. Xiao's blood force is earth-shattering. Even if it consumes a little more energy, it's only right." Long Lai smiled bitterly. Did he consume a little more energy? Almost 90% of the blood force in the dragon transformation pool. He was still having a headache about how to explain it to the stubborn elders of the dragon tribe. If they knew about it, they would probably kill Ling Xiao. "Uncle, I accidentally absorbed a little too much of the blood essence in this dragon transformation pool. However, I will compensate the dragon tribe." Ling Xiao coughed dryly and smiled awkwardly. He naturally knew the significance of the dragon transformation pool to the dragon tribe. Long Lai must be magnanimous enough to not strangle him to death. Compensate? Forget it. After all, you have awakened the blood force of the true dragon. I will think of a way to explain it to the elders. They probably won't say anything. Long Lai said with a headache. The dragon transformation pool was a priceless treasure. He did not think that Ling Xiao could compensate for anything. Even a supreme divine herb could not make up for the loss of the dragon transformation pool. I will use the supreme true dragon's secret skill from 10,000 years ago as compensation. How about that? Ling Xiao said with a slight smile, his eyes revealing a glimmer of light. 10,000 years ago, the supreme true dragon had only obtained an incomplete part of the secret skill of the ancestral dragon. He could only cultivate to the true dragon body and did not have the divine dragon body and the ancestral dragon body. Ling Xiao also decided to take out the secret skill of the flood dragon body, earth dragon body, flying dragon body, sky dragon body, and true dragon body. Ling Xiao also wanted to test the relationship between the secret skill of the ancestral dragon and the emperor dragon scripture. What? True dragon secret technique? Long Lai's entire body trembled as a trace of shock appeared in his eyes. If Ling Xiao had taken out other Paragon absolute skills, or even God-tier martial arts, perhaps Long Lai would not have been so agitated. However, the significance of the true dragon secret technique to the dragon race was too different. 10,000 years ago, the supreme true dragon wasn't actually a member of the dragon tribe. He was originally just an ordinary Jiao dragon demonic beast. However, after obtaining the true dragon secret technique, he evolved from a Jiao dragon to a true dragon. He became the supreme true dragon that shook the entire war god great world. He was second only to the strongest person in the world at that time, the sky-devouring supreme. That's right, it's the true dragon secret technique. Ling Xiao nodded affirmatively. He knew that Long Lai would definitely be tempted. 10,000 years ago, supreme true dragons might shook the entire war god continent. The dragons of the Crystal Palace paled in comparison. It wasn't that they weren't interested in supreme true dragon's absolute art, it was just that they didn't have the chance. How do you have the supreme true dragon's true dragon secret technique? Legend has it that after Supreme True Dragon launched a sneak attack on the sky-devouring Supreme 10,000 years ago, he had yet to recover from his injuries. During the calamity 10,000 years ago, he was never seen again. Some people said that he was dead, while others said that he had already ascended to the divine world. Long Lai took a deep breath and looked at Ling Xiao seriously as he spoke. If the dragon race could obtain the true dragon secret technique, perhaps the bloodline restriction would be broken. If they could rely on the true dragon secret technique to evolve their bloodline, it would definitely be of great significance to the dragon race. Even if it was difficult to cultivate the true dragon secret technique, Supreme True Dragon was able to cultivate the true dragon body with the body of a Jiao dragon. How difficult would it be for the real dragon race? Even Long Hanyan's eyes were filled with disbelief as she looked at Ling Xiao seriously. I obtained the true dragon secret technique in an ancient mystery land in the 8 Desolation region by chance. Moreover, I have already cultivated the true dragon body to the level of the sky dragon body. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been able to defeat the sky-burning demon emperor so easily. Ling Xiao said slowly. The radiance around him was dazzling as the true dragon body was unleashed. Instantly, his entire body was filled with golden radiance as the dragon's might filled the air. Golden dragon scales appeared on his body as though he had turned into a sky dragon. Long Lai was very familiar with this aura. It was the power of the sky dragon. It is indeed the true dragon body. Long Lai's eyes were filled with excitement. Buzz. A dragon blood jade marrow appeared in Ling Zhao's hand. It was the dragon blood jade marrow that he had obtained from the dragon transformation pool. Ignoring Long Lai's shocked gaze, the rune between Ling Zhao's eyebrows glowed as a mysterious and ancient fluctuation spread out. Ling Zhao had imprinted the cultivation method of the true dragon secret technique into the dragon blood jade marrow. Only the dragon blood jade marrow could withstand the power of the true dragon secret technique. Ling Zhao threw the dragon blood jade marrow to Long Lai as he smiled and said, "Uncle, are you satisfied with this gift? Although the dragon transformation pool is precious, how can it compare to the true dragon secret technique?" Long Lai received it as though it was a treasure. His eyes were filled with excitement as he took a deep breath. Instantly, he sent out a primordial spirit and began to investigate the true dragon secret technique in the dragon blood jade marrow. Boom! Long Lai's body glowed brightly. His bloodline was vast and terrifying, like a brilliant sun, mysterious and powerful. It was as though he was immersed in the true dragon secret technique. After a long time, he exhaled deeply and opened his eyes. This true dragon secret technique is indeed the supreme magical power of the dragon clan. If I can condense the true dragon body, perhaps I can really reach the level of the supreme true dragon from 10,000 years ago. Ling Zhao, this gift of yours is indeed very precious. I thank you on behalf of the entire dragon clan. Long Lai looked at Ling Zhao seriously before bowing deeply. Uncle, what are you doing? I can't accept your gift. Ling Zhao smiled faintly and hurriedly dodged. Long Hanyan's eyes were also filled with pride. Ling Zhao had presented such a great gift to the dragon clan, which made her feel honored. Uncle, although I have condensed the true dragon body, I have some doubts. I don't know what is the relationship between the true dragon secret technique and the dragon clan's emperor dragon scripture? Between the true dragon body and the true dragon bloodline, which is stronger? A glint flashed across Ling Zhao's eyes as he asked casually. Long Lai smiled slightly and said, "Before seeing the true dragon secret technique, perhaps it was also very difficult for me to answer this question of yours. But now, perhaps I can answer one or two. Between the true dragon secret technique and the emperor dragon scripture, the true dragon secret technique can be called a technique, and the emperor dragon scripture can be called a technique." Technique and technique, is it? A trace of understanding flashed across Ling Zhao's eyes. That's right. Long Lai's eyes revealed a trace of admiration as he continued. The true dragon secret technique involves the origin of the dragon clan's bloodline and contains the power of laws of the Tao of the dragon clan. It is a supreme technique that points directly to the origin. And the emperor dragon scripture is how to mobilize the power of bloodline and how to erupt with even more powerful killing power. It is a killing technique. The true dragon secret technique refers to the origin and points directly to the heavenly Tao. The emperor dragon scripture goes against the flow and fights the heavens with strength. With Long Lai's explanation, Ling Zhao finally understood. It turned out that the dragon clan's supreme technique, the emperor dragon scripture, was a true killing technique. Chapter 688. As for the heavenly dragon bloodline and heavenly dragon body, it's even easier to understand. The so-called heavenly dragon bloodline is the bloodline power of the ancient heavenly dragon in the body. However, there are differences in the strength of the bloodline. Only when the entire body's bloodline is connected and the bloodline is integrated into the blood essence and bone marrow, can the heavenly dragon body be completely condensed. Just like me now, although I have the heavenly dragon bloodline, I'm still a little lacking in condensing the heavenly dragon body. However, with the heavenly dragon secret technique, I believe that it won't be long before I can condense the heavenly dragon body. Long Lai said slowly, revealing a trace of sharpness in his eyes. Although the dragon race had a long lifespan, Long Lai had already lived for 10,000 years. Even if he had eaten many treasures to increase his lifespan, he had already passed his peak period. If he could condense the heavenly dragon body, the success rate of breaking through to become a god would be greatly increased. Ling Xiao nodded. Although he had finally broken through the bloodline shackles, the heavenly dragon bloodline in his body was incomparably powerful, bringing with it a powerful life source at every moment. However, Ling Xiao wanted to know that if he wanted to break through to the heavenly dragon body, it would be impossible before the supreme realm just by relying on cultivation alone. However, he had already obtained the 12th grade Blood Lotus. If he could obtain the 12th grade Golden Lotus and 12th grade Black Lotus, with the help of the legendary 36th grade Chaos Green Lotus, he would definitely be able to condense the heavenly dragon body in one go. At that time, even if it was a supreme, what would he have to fear? However, the 12th grade Golden Lotus was in the Great Thunderclap Temple, and the 12th grade Black Lotus was nowhere to be found. How could it be easy to find all of them? Long Lai hurriedly left. With the heavenly dragon secret technique, the chances of his original body escaping from the outside world had greatly increased. It probably wouldn't be long before he could return from the outside world. Long Lai had defeated Supreme Xiang and Lu Jizuan. Long Hanyan had once again rejected the Sky Demon Palace, which meant that she had completely fallen out with the Sky Demon Palace. It was likely that the Sky Demon Palace could prepare to attack the Crystal Palace at any time. The entire dragon race was heavily guarded. Countless shrimp soldiers and crab generals, as well as powerful experts of the dragon race, set up defenses around the Crystal Palace. Even the defensive ancient divine formation was activated. A war could erupt at any time. When Ling Xiao left the dragon transformation pool, he was instantly surrounded by a group of dragon princes. Their eyes were filled with incomparable excitement and envy. The princes, Ling Xiao's heavenly dragon bloodline, and the others were only heavenly dragon bloodline. But they didn't expect Ling Xiao's heavenly dragon bloodline as soon as he came to the Crystal Palace. And Xiao, the heavens. Cousin Ling Xiao, you are a monster. You defeated the sky-burning demon emperor without condensing the real dragon bloodline. Now that you have condensed the real dragon bloodline, the sky-burning demon emperor is no match for you. Demon's demon, 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 demon? Demon for him, is God? S for 2020. For us. Long Zhantian, Long Padian and the others said excitedly. Is. After all, he had witnessed the battle between Ling Xiao and the sky-scorching demon dominator, thus he knew how insane Ling Xiao was. Phoenix Lady and Big Radish were not surprised at all. Especially Phoenix Lady. When they were in the 8 Desolates region, she already knew how monstrous Ling Xiao was. Even her Black Wind bloodline was awakened because of Ling Xiao. Not to mention Ling Xiao's real dragon bloodline, even if it was divine dragon bloodline, she would not be surprised. As for the Big Radish, it was purely used to being abused by Ling Xiao, and would nag every day. Now that it had been captured by Luo as a pet, it could only sigh at how tough its life was. Cousin, you promised me that you would catch a Qilin for me as a mount. I think that guy, the sky-burning demon emperor, is not bad. Why don't you catch him and give him to me? Long Outyin squeezed his way through the crowd and said with a chuckle, the sky-burning demon emperor is your mount? In your dreams, proud heaven. Long Zhantian and the others rolled their eyes. The sky-burning demon emperor was a pure-blooded godly beast fire Qilin, the peerless genius of the Sky Beast Palace. If he was given to Long Outyin as his mount, it would be a slap to the Sky Beast Palace's face. It might even lead to a war between the Sky Beast Palace and the Crystal Palace. The sky-burning demon emperor? Not bad indeed. Let's talk about it after I catch him. I think I can give Han Feng to you. The 9-headed fiery lion is also an ancient godly beast. It's not any weaker than the fire Qilin. Ling Xiao let out a smile and said while pointing at Han Feng. Han Feng's figure stiffened as his expression turned unpleasant. Not only was he being tamed by Ling Xiao as his mount, he was going to give him to this kid? Even if he was not as strong as the sky-burning demon emperor, he was still the second-ranked disciple of the Sky Beast Palace, alright? I don't want it, it's too ugly. I still prefer Qilins. Long Outyin shook his head firmly. Alright, I'll ask Ling Xiao to catch the sky-burning demon emperor for you. Stop messing around and get out of here. We want Ling Xiao's guidance. Long Zhantian rolled his eyes and said, Big brother, I also want cousin Ling Xiao's guidance. You trash can't even defeat me. Why do you need cousin Ling Xiao's guidance? I'll just give you guidance. Long Outyin said proudly, Get out of here. His words angered everyone. Long Zhantian and the others glared at him with dark faces. In the end, he was kicked away by Long Zhantian. Inside the Crystal Palace, a huge mountain was cut in half and formed a huge martial arts arena. It was surrounded by a sea of clouds and green ancient trees. It looked very vast. Cousin Ling Xiao, please give me your guidance. Long Padian stood opposite Ling Xiao and his eyes were filled with excitement. Second cousin, please make your move. Ling Xiao stood opposite Long Padian and said with a smile. On one hand, Ling Xiao wanted to give them guidance. On the other hand, Ling Xiao also wanted to see what was so mysterious about the so-called Emperor Dragon scripture. Cousin Ling Xiao, be careful. Emperor Dragon Fist, rolling thunder style. Long Padian shouted loudly. Suddenly he threw a punch at Ling Xiao. Crack! Lightning flashed in all directions. Long Padian threw a punch. The fist radiance seemed to have merged with the lightning energy of heaven and earth. Hundreds of millions of lightning bolts mixed with the powerful fist aura and flew toward Ling Xiao. Ling Xiao's eyes flashed. In his eyes, the Emperor Dragon Fist was indeed extraordinarily powerful. It could actually mobilize the power of the heavenly tribulation. However, Long Potion's cultivation level was clearly not high enough. Although the sky seemed to be filled with lightning, it lacked the destructive power of the heavenly tribulation. Boom! Ling Xiao looked calm and threw a punch. The body of the heavenly dragon instantly erupted. Bright golden clouds surged. Ling Xiao's fist radiance swept in all directions and destroyed the lightning in the sky. It collided with Long Padian. Rumble! Terrifying divine light exploded and the void rumbled. Long Padian was sent flying by Ling Xiao's punch. Chapter 689. Emperor Dragon Fist, Mountain Splitter. Long Potion's body trembled. He could feel the terrifying energy that was emitted from Ling Xiao's body. It was almost endless, causing his body to tremble. However, the battle intent in his eyes burned brighter as he threw out another punch. Boom! This punch was extremely heavy, as though it contained a force that could break mountains and shake the earth. It was extremely powerful. However, Ling Xiao threw out another simple punch. It broke through everything and completely dissolved Long Potion's attack. Rumble! Just like that, Ling Xiao fought with Long Padian and the other crown princes. Naturally, they were no match for Ling Xiao. However, the profoundness and power of the Emperor Dragon scripture was an eye-opener for Ling Xiao. Through observing the profoundness of the Emperor Dragon scripture, Ling Xiao had a deeper understanding of the heavenly dragon constitution. The Emperor Dragon scripture was all-encompassing. Not only did it have the Emperor Dragon Fist, it also had the Sovereign's Descent, the Emperor-suppressing Mountain River Sword, the Emperor Dragon Mysterious Sky Slash, and other supreme martial arts. Together, they formed the supreme killing technique with unparalleled power. Almost all of the 9 crown princes of the Dragon Clan had mastered a supreme skill. It was extremely terrifying. In the end, Ling Xiao even let Long Zhantian and the other crown princes attack him together. He comprehended the profoundness of the Emperor Dragon scripture while giving them pointers on their cultivation. In the end, Long Zhantian and the other crown princes admired Ling Xiao even more. It also aroused their competitive spirit. All of them worked hard to cultivate. The entire Crystal Palace became even more heavily guarded. Under the orders of Dragon King Long Lai, the Dragon Clan experts who were originally in various parts of the East Sea rushed back to the Crystal Palace. Long Lai's original body and the Supreme Elders would soon return from the extraterritorial world. Before that, everyone in the Crystal Palace had to be careful. Even the wind, rain, thunder, and lightning Supreme Elders who were guarding the Dragon Transformation Pool were sent out to escort the Dragon Clan experts back to the Crystal Palace. Ding, ding, dang, 9 bell chimes rang out. resounding throughout the Crystal Palace. The dragon bell has rung 9 times. Could it be that something big has happened? The entire Crystal Palace was shaken. Everyone's eyes were filled with shock. The dragon bell rung 9 times meant that something big had happened that could threaten the survival of the Crystal Palace. Ling Xiao was also awakened from his cultivation. Mother, what happened? After Ling Xiao came out of seclusion, he saw Long Hanyan outside and quickly asked, Xiao, don't worry. Grand Elder Long Lei was besieged by the experts of the Hydra clan on Shaoyang Island. Supremacy Xiang and Lu Jizuan led the entire Hydra clan and set up the Heavenly Dipper Demon God formation, trapping Grand Elder Long Lei and some experts of my dragon clan there. Long Hanyan's face was also filled with worry as she spoke slowly. What? The 2 supremes of the Hydra clan had been defeated by her uncle. Yet they still dared to attack. Could it be that they were tired of living? Looks like there really is someone behind them. Ling Zhao's eyes flashed as he spoke slowly. You're right, it should be the Sky Demon Palace's plan to lure the tiger away from the mountain. Long Lai's voice rang out. A divine rainbow streaked across the sky from afar. Long Lai appeared in front of Ling Xiao and Long Hanyan. Sky Demon Palace's plan to lure the tiger away from the mountain? Could it be that their target is you, uncle? Ling Zhao's eyes flashed as he hurriedly asked. That's right. If my guess isn't wrong, it should be the Sky Demon Palace behind this. Otherwise, the Hydra clan wouldn't have such guts. But their target isn't just me, it's also you. Long Lai looked at Ling Xiao and said. Ling Zhao's eyes revealed a trace of doubt. That's right. The Hydra clan has also detained many young geniuses of the Dragon clan. The Hydra clan wants us to hand you over, saying that you are the real culprit who killed the 4 elders of the Hydra clan and Xiangjia. If we don't hand you over, they will kill all the members of the Dragon clan. Long Lai's eyes revealed a trace of cold light as he spoke. Ling Zhao's eyes also turned cold as he revealed a trace of incomparably cold killing intent. This Hydra clan is really persistent. However, since the Sky Demon Palace has made a move, then we can't admit defeat. It's a good opportunity to see how many people the Sky Demon Palace has dispatched this time. I've already decided to lead the 2 supreme elders, Feng and Yu, to rescue Elder Long Lei. You guys can stay in the Crystal Palace. Long Lai sneered. Ling Zhao's eyes flashed as he said, So, uncle, your original body is coming back? That's right. This time, we'll beat them at their own game. Since the Hydra clan doesn't know what's good for them, we'll just destroy them directly. Long Lai said indifferently, revealing a trace of cold sharpness in his eyes. If that's the case, then I'll also participate in this rescue operation. Ling Xiao said slowly. It's too dangerous. The 2 supreme elders of the Hydra clan have been dispatched. In addition, there are the supreme elders of the Sky Demon Palace hidden in the dark. It's too dangerous for you to go. Long Hanyan immediately refused and objected to letting Ling Xiao go. Mother, don't worry. With uncle around, I won't be in danger. Moreover, if I don't go, I'm afraid the Hydra clan won't let me go so easily. Ling Xiao said indifferently, revealing a trace of killing intent in his eyes. Ling Xiao, if you want to go, it's not impossible. However, you have to listen to my commands and follow behind me. Don't act on your own. Long Lai said slowly. But Ling Xiao nodded and agreed immediately. Seeing that Ling Xiao was so determined to go, Long Hanyan had no choice but to agree in the end. Long Lai, I'll leave Ling Xiao to you. If he loses a single hair, I'll hold you responsible. Long Hanyan stared at Long Lai and said. Don't worry, Ling Xiao will be fine. Long Lai said with a smile, without the slightest bit of worry. Ling Zhao's eyes revealed a trace of sharpness. The Shaoyang Island reminded him of something. In his previous life, Ling Xiao had discovered a pure yang spiritual spring on the Shaoyang Island, which contained extremely pure yang qi. However, although the pure yang spiritual spring was good at that time, Ling Xiao did not pay much attention to it. Hence, he had left it on the Shaoyang Island. Now that 10,000 years had passed, the pure yang spiritual spring on the Shaoyang Island should not have been discovered yet. If it could be shifted into the God Stone, It would definitely make the spiritual qi in the god's stone more abundant and create a blessed place for the Changsan sect to be located in the future. Rumble. The crystal palace shone brightly as the ancient divine array was activated. Long Lai brought the two supreme elders and Ling Xiao to the Shaoyang Island, while Supreme Elder Long Lei stayed behind to guard the crystal palace. Chapter 690. There were many experts of the Dragon Clan on the Shaoyang Island, but because of the existence of the Shaoyang Chalcedony mine, the speed of the experts of the Dragon Clan retreating was rather slow. Even Supreme Elder Long Lei was ambushed by the Nine-Headed Snake Clan in the end. The Nine-Headed Snake Clan had long been drooling over the Shaoyang Island. This time, not only did they capture many experts of the Dragon Clan, they even trapped Supreme Elder Long Lei on the island with the power of a grand array. Rumble. The void trembled as lightning streaked across the sky. The huge Shaoyang Island was shrouded in a layer of black mist. One could vaguely see the resplendent lightning on the Shaoyang Island. Dragon roars could be heard as a huge heavenly dragon that was over 10,000 feet long appeared. Its entire body was covered in purple light as it struggled violently, but it was trapped in the center of the array. Long Lei, I advise you not to resist. With your strength, you have no way of breaking the heavenly dipper demon god array. Prime Xiang and Lu Jizuan sat cross-legged in the void. Their gazes were piercingly cold as they glanced indifferently at Long Lei, who was within the formation. Despicable and shameless. To think that the two of you are supremes. You actually attacked the young clansmen of my dragon clan, bullying the weak and willfully killing the innocent. Both of you deserve to die. Long Lei roared violently as his eyes were filled with an incomparably cold expression. On the Shaoyang Island, blood flowed like a river and corpses were everywhere. Countless shrimp soldiers, crab generals, and even experts of the Dragon Clan were killed. Blood dyed the island red. Except for a few dozen core clansmen of the Dragon Clan who were captured and Long Lei who was trapped in the array, everyone else was dead. This time, the Nine-Headed Snake Clan could be said to have washed the Shaoyang Island with blood. Rumble. Long Lei struggled violently, but the heavenly dipper demon god array erupted with an incomparably terrifying power under the control of Supreme Elder Xiang and Lu Jizuan, firmly trapping Long Lei within. Suddenly, the void split open as a powerful and terrifying aura spread out. Long Lei brought Ling Xiao, Feng, and Yu, the two supreme elders, to the sky above the Shaoyang Island. Long Lei's gaze instantly fell on Supreme Elder Xiang and Lu Jizuan. Long Lei. Supreme Elder Xiang and Lu Jizuan's expression changed as they revealed a trace of deep fear. However, they immediately sneered. Long Lai, you really came? Long Lai looked at the two of them indifferently and said, looks like the two of you really don't have a good memory. However, since you've already been defeated by me, you still dare to make a move against my crystal palace. It seems like you've really become someone's lackey. Enough with the nonsense. Tell the people behind you to come out. Dragon King, you shouldn't have come to save me. The Hydra clan has already colluded with the Sky Demon Palace. This time, they are luring the tiger away from the mountain. Their target is not me, but you. Long Lei's voice came from the heavenly dipper demon god Great Array, carrying an extremely anxious fluctuation. Do you want to leave? Too late. At this moment, a sinister laugh rang out in the void, causing the world to shake and the void to rumble. Rumble. The sea in all directions trembled and waves surged into the sky. Four figures with terrifying auras soared into the sky and instantly surrounded Long Lai and the others. These were four tall middle-aged men in black armor with icy cold auras. All of them had chilly gazes and blazing killing intent. Their auras were linked together, vast like an abyss, and extremely terrifying. Four powerful supreme beings. Moreover, their auras were not any weaker than Long Lai's aura. In fact, they were even stronger. Tiger, leopard, wolf, bear, for supreme beings of the Sky Demon Palace? I didn't expect you to go to such lengths for me. The four of you have actually come personally. A glint flashed across Long Lai's eyes as he sneered. The four supreme beings of the Sky Demon Palace not only had powerful cultivation and great combat strength, but they could also form the battle formation of 4 symbols and unleash combat strength that was comparable to the peak of the Supreme Being realm. Long Lai, cut the crap. Now, you only have one path in front of you. Lead the Dragon Clan and surrender to the Sky Demon Palace. Then we can spare your life. Otherwise, you and the 3 Supreme Elders will die here today. Tiger Supreme Being sneered. His hair danced wildly in the wind, and his eyes were cold and filled with killing intent. The Supreme Beings of the 4 Supreme Beings of the Sky Demon Palace did not have the slightest intention of hiding their identities. Moreover, they asked Long Lai to surrender. If he didn't surrender, he would die. Ling Zhao's heart skipped a beat. It was just as Long Lai had guessed. The Great Sun Demon Supreme Being of the Sky Demon Palace probably couldn't wait any longer. The so-called conciliatory policy had long been thrown aside, and he had started to use violence. The 4 Supreme Beings of the Tiger, Leopard, Wolf, and Bear Supreme Being of the 9-headed Snake Clan, together with Supreme Being Xiang and Lu Jizuan, there were 6 Supreme Being experts. As for Long Lei, Long Feng, and Long Yu, the 3 Supreme Elders, their cultivation was only on par with Supreme Being Xiang and Lu Jizuan. No matter how one looked at this battle, the Dragon Clan side was at a disadvantage. Surrender? Pa, what is the Sky Demon Palace? Are you worthy of making me surrender? Tell the Great Sun Demon Supreme Being that if he wants me to surrender, he should come over personally. Do you really think that I, Long Lai, am easy to bully? Long Lai laughed, and his eyes were filled with coldness. Long Lai, don't bluff. If your original body was here, you might be able to fight against the 4 of us. How dare you be so arrogant with a mere Supreme Being celestial body? The Leopard Sovereign sneered. Don't waste your breath with him. Let's attack together and destroy his Supreme Being celestial body. Then, we'll break through the Crystal Palace in one fell swoop. Tiger Sovereign's eyes revealed a trace of killing intent as an incomparably powerful aura erupted from his body. Ling Xiao, when the battle starts, I'll keep you in my pocket world. If you want to watch the battle, you can do so in my pocket world. Long Lai transmitted his voice to Ling Xiao. His voice was slightly solemn. No need, uncle, put me in the Shaosun Island later. I'll find an opportunity to break through the Heavenly Dipper Demon God Array and rescue Supreme Elder Long Lei. Ling Xiao smiled faintly and rejected him directly. The main reason he came this time was for the pure yang spiritual spring on the Shaosun Island. Naturally, he couldn't enter Long Lai's pocket world. Enter the Shaosun Island? Good. However, you have to pay attention to your own safety. I suspect that this battle isn't just limited to Tiger, Leopard, Wolf, and Bear. There might be others hiding in the dark. Long Lai muttered to himself for a moment before agreeing. Others? Ling Zhao's eyes flashed. The Sky Demon Palace had been scheming for so long, so it was impossible for them to reveal all their trump cards so easily. This time, it was a life and death crisis for the Crystal Palace. However, Ling Xiao believed that as long as Long Lai's original body returned, they would naturally be able to break through the situation. Rumble. Tiger, Leopard, Wolf, and Bear exchanged glances as their eyes revealed a trace of incomparably cold killing intent. They instantly charged towards Long Lai. Sovereign Xiang and Lu Jizuan also exchanged glances as they charged towards the 2 Supreme Elders, Long Feng and Long Yu. As long as Long Lai's Supreme Being's celestial body was destroyed, there would be no suspense in this battle. Chapter 691. Rumble. The sky shook, and endless divine light burst forth from the void. Supreme Xiang and Lu Jizuan charged towards Long Feng and Long Yu. Their bodies were covered in black light as their killing intent soared. When Long Lai's fist landed on the Heavenly Dipper Demon God Array, a terrifying dragon aura spread out. The blazing fist aura exploded and instantly blasted a huge hole in the Heavenly Dipper Demon God Array. Ling Xiao used a teleportation secret technique and seized the opportunity to teleport to Shaoyang Island. Supreme Elder Long Lei also took the opportunity to escape. His eyes were filled with incomparable coldness and anger as he charged towards Supreme Xiang and Lu Jizuan. Ling Xiao? Everyone of the 9-headed Snake Clan, Listen up. Whoever kills Ling Xiao will be taught Supreme Being martial arts and a Supreme Being pill. Supreme Xiang's eyes flashed with killing intent as he instantly discovered Ling Xiao's whereabouts. He immediately ordered the experts of the Nine-Headed Snake Clan. Yes, there were many experts of the Nine-Headed Snake Clan in Shaoyang Island. There were more than a dozen half-step Supreme Beings. This time, it could be said that they were all out. When they heard Supreme Xiang's order, their eyes were filled with killing intent as they charged towards Ling Xiao. Long Lai, prepare to die. The four Supreme Beings roared at the same time. Terrifying Supreme Being aura filled the air as they used their ultimate killing techniques to surround Long Lai. Rumble. 4 black sabers appeared in the hands of tiger, leopard, wolf, and bear, emitting an ancient and mysterious light. Evil chi filled the sky as they formed the battle formation of 4 symbols. Saber intent intertwined, unparalleled, as if it had shrouded the whole world. The 4 black sabers were all Supreme Being artifacts. Moreover, they were a set. The saber aura between them was incomparably sharp, containing a terrifying aura that could kill everything. You even brought the 4 divisions divine sabers? Looks like you guys really want to take my life this time. Long Lai's eyes revealed a trace of sharpness as he spoke faintly. The 4 black sabers were the Azure Dragon, White Tiger, Vermilion Bird, and Black Tortoise divine sabers. They were all powerful Supreme Being artifacts. They were Supreme Being artifacts from ancient times. In the hands of the 4 Supreme Beings, they could erupt with terrifying power. A terrifying dragon's roar shot up into the sky and shook the world. Long Lai's eyes were majestic. His golden dragon robe flapped and his flat crown shone brightly. He was like a supreme celestial emperor. He punched out in the air and shrouded the 4 demon lords. Rumble. The fist radiance was blazing and instantly hit the Azure Dragon Divine Saber. Dazzling saber radiance burst out and the Azure Dragon Divine Saber trembled. The battle formation of 4 symbols flowed. The White Tiger, Vermilion Bird, and Black Tortoise divine sabers soared into the sky, slashing out 3 terrifying saber rays. Boom! Long Lai's gaze was solemn as he waved his fists repeatedly. This was the Emperor Dragon Fist. He was like the Emperor of Dragons, controlling the power of heaven and earth, activating the creation of mountains and rivers. Boundless divine abilities, his fist radiance was unparalleled, penetrating the heavens and the earth. He used the Emperor Dragon Fist to fight against the 4 divisions divine saber. Under the combined attacks of the 4 demon venerables, an intense battle broke out. Large pieces of the void were shattered as the endless turbulence in the void surged. The eastern sea was vast and majestic as huge waves swept up high into the sky. It was incomparably terrifying. On the other side, Long Feng, Long Yu, and Long Lei were in an intense battle with Exalt Xiang and Lu Jizuan. Even though the battle between Exalts was occurring high up in the sky, the terrifying divine might of the Exalts still swept out, causing the sky to tremble and the ocean to surge. It was like the end of the world. On the other hand, Ling Xiao had merely watched the battle for a short moment before over a dozen half-step Exalts from the Hydra clan charged towards him. You're from the Hydra clan? Feel free to come at me if you're courting death. Ling Xiao laughed coldly while a trace of an extremely icy cold expression appeared in his eyes. He instantly soared into the sky and transformed into a ray of golden light that shot towards the depths of Shaosun Island. Ling Xiao, where do you think you're going? The gazes of all the experts of the Hydra clan were icy cold, and their bodies were suffused with killing intent as they pounced towards Ling Xiao. Even though they'd heard that Xiang Jie and the 4 elders had died at Ling Xiao's hands, they instantly felt slight disdain when they saw that Ling Xiao was only at the 9th level of the monarch realm. If over a dozen half-step Exalts were able to kill a single young man at the monarch realm, then they could just die. Rumble. The half-step Exalts of the Hydra clan followed closely behind Ling Xiao as they shot towards the depths of Shaosun Island. Shaosun Island was filled with jagged rocks, towering stone forests, and caves. Ling Xiao traversed several mountain ranges before he finally charged into a valley. Because Ling Xiao sensed the aura of the pure yang spirit spring within the valley. After all, It was something that Ling Xiao had left behind 10,000 years ago. Moreover, with Ling Xiao's ability at that time, even the Dragon Clan hadn't noticed it when they were mining the Shaosun Chalcedony. White mist filled the valley, and everything within it seemed very blurry. If an expert was here, it would be very easy for them to become disoriented and even lose their sense of direction. In the end, they would unconsciously walk out of the valley. This was a concealment grand formation that Ling Xiao had left behind 10,000 years ago. It had fused with the surrounding illusory realm. The mountain range, earth energy, wind, and mountains had all fused into one. Even ordinary exalts would find it difficult to notice such a technique. After Ling Xiao entered the valley, he instantly vanished from sight. Chase after him. We must kill him. The eyes of the half-step exalts of the Hydra clan flickered as they looked at the valley shrouded in white mist. Without any hesitation, they rushed in. Boom! After they rushed in, the white mist instantly surged and resplendent lightning exploded. The mist lingered as if they had arrived at the beginning of the world, and they couldn't see the path ahead clearly. Gotcha! A silver lightning bolt as thick as a bucket shot across the sky at extreme speed. In an instant, it struck the head of a black-robed old man, causing his entire body to twitch as he howled miserably. His eyes were filled with terror. That silver lightning was too terrifying. It made him feel as if he was undergoing a lightning tribulation. His entire body couldn't help but tremble. Boom! Ling Xiao's figure flashed and instantly appeared behind the black-robed old man. He punched out, causing the heavens and earth to rumble. Golden lightning instantly enveloped the black-robed old man. Ling Xiao, the black-robed old man's soul almost left his body. However, that punch directly struck his internal organs, causing his entire body to tremble violently. He suddenly coughed out a mouthful of blood and his body directly exploded. Whiz! The King Heaven Devourer cauldron flashed with bright light, transforming into a golden vortex that sucked in the black-robed old man's nascent divinity. This black-robed old man had only recently passed an earth tribulation, but to Ling Xiao, killing him wouldn't be a problem at all. The Hydra clan will be exterminated today. Chapter 692. This spell formation had been left behind by Ling Xiao in his previous life, and although it wasn't particularly strong, it was still a powerful paragon formation. The dozen or so half-paragons were separated from each other, and Ling Xiao was like a ghost, weaving through the formation and killing 12 half-paragons. Not even their nascent divinities were able to escape, and were devoured by the King Heaven Devourer cauldron. 3 more! Ling Xiao said, his eyes flashing. The 3 remaining black-robed old men had powerful auras, sinister, and emanated terrifying auras. Shockingly, they were all super experts who had passed the tribulation of the 4 mammoths. Apparently, they cultivated some sort of divine ability that was similar to the mind-reading divine ability. Their auras intertwined, and they weren't separated by the spell formation. Instead, they cautiously moved forward. Rumble! In the blink of an eye, Ling Xiao was right behind them, unleashing a fist strike that caused heaven and earth to tremble. The roar of a true dragon caused the white mist in the area to seethe and churn. Ling Xiao had condensed the body of the heavenly dragon and awakened the bloodline of the true dragon in his body. His strength was monstrous, and the strength of his physical body was even stronger than before. At this moment, when he threw out a punch, even the void could not withstand it and trembled violently. So, you showed up, Ling Xiao. Kill him. The 3 black-robed old men's eyes flashed with killing intent, and they weren't surprised at all. Their auras intertwined, and 3 enormous palm strikes shot toward Ling Xiao. Rumble! The fist and palm strikes collided, and the 3 black-robed old men's eyes flickered with shock as they backed up. The power of this punch was too strong. Even though they had passed the tribulation of 4 symbols, they still could not withstand it and were injured by Ling Xiao's punch. All right, I'll send you off to the afterlife. Eyes blazing with the desire to do battle, Ling Xiao drew on his true dragon blood and the power of his body of the heavenly dragon to attack the 3 elders. Rumble! The heavens and earth shook violently, and the white fog in the surroundings was shattered into pieces. Although the three black-robed old men were extremely powerful, and their auras were intertwined with one another, almost possessing the strength of a supreme being, they were still killed by Ling Xiao in the end after exchanging a few blows with him. More than a dozen half-step supremes of the nine-headed Hydra clan died at Ling Xiao's hands. Even their primordial spirits didn't manage to escape. These dozen or so people could be said to be the majority of the nine-headed snake clan's high-end battle prowess. Just like that, they were killed by Ling Xiao, leaving behind only Supremacy Xiang and Lu Jizuan, the two of them. After this battle, the Hydra clan would most likely be wiped out from existence. Ling Xiao's eyes were cold. If the Hydra clan was willing to be the lackeys of the Sky Demon Palace, then they had to be prepared to be exterminated. Ling Xiao's figure flashed and disappeared into the white fog, heading towards the depths of the valley. In the depths of the valley, there was a huge pool of water. It was bone-chilling and frosty, and the white fog was floating out from the pool. Ling Xiao immediately jumped into the pool and swam towards the depths of the pool. The pool was so deep that the bottom couldn't be seen. Moreover, the deeper one went, the colder it became. The surroundings were pitch black, and one couldn't even see one's own fingers. Moreover, it was extremely quiet. There wasn't even a single fish. Just like that, Ling Xiao swam towards the bottom of the pool for thousands of feet, and finally touched solid ground. Ling Xiao followed the familiar aura and slowly walked forward. The bottom of the pool, which was originally pitch black, began to have a faint light in front of it. Ling Xiao headed towards the source of the light. There was a huge underwater cave. At the entrance of the cave, there was a huge luminous pearl. It was the size of a fist and emitted a faint blue light. It was dazzling. Moreover, at the entrance of the cave, there were faint blue runes flickering. Ling Xiao had set up a powerful defensive formation. 10,000 years have passed. I didn't expect that no one would find this place. Ling Xiao breathed a sigh of relief in his heart and stepped into the faint blue light. After the faint blue light, an incomparably warm aura spread out and slowly poured into Ling Xiao's limbs and bones, making him feel incomparably comfortable. That was the purest pure yang qi. It emitted a faint light and actually turned into a mist. Just by casually inhaling, a large amount of pure yang qi would pour into his body. Ling Xiao walked towards the depths of the cave. In the depths of the cave, there was a huge underground space. There was a spiritual spring flowing there, emitting an extremely pure yang qi. Rumble. From the looks of it, the spirit spring was at least 100 feet wide. Within the pool, there was already an accumulation of pure yang spirit liquid. These were all formed from the purest pure yang spirit spring, emitting a pure and clean aura. This was the pure yang spiritual spring. When Ling Xiao was in the 8 Desolates region, he had seen ordinary spiritual springs. The spiritual qi that flowed was the most ordinary, and it was already the foundation of a small sect. The pure yang spirit spring was the foundation of the holy land of martial arts. It was able to condense a vast amount of pure yang spirit qi, turning the mountain into a blessed land. It allowed the disciples of the sect to constantly refine and devour the pure yang spirit qi. The pure yang spirit spring was extremely precious. Even 100 million pure yang pills wouldn't be enough to buy a single drop of it. Although the pure yang pills were precious, the spiritual qi they contained was still inferior to the pure yang spiritual spring. Moreover, the pure yang spiritual spring could continuously produce pure yang spiritual qi. This was the purpose of Ling Xiao's visit to the Shaoyang Island. With this pure yang spiritual spring, the small world in the heavenly stone will not only be completed faster, but it will also become a blessed land. When the time comes, it can be used as the Changsan sect. Ling Xiao's eyes revealed a trace of surprise. He took out the heaven-devouring sword and dug out the spiritual spring. He sent it into the heavenly stone and placed it on a sacred mountain, nourishing it with the earth's spiritual qi. Rumble. After the spiritual spring appeared in the heavenly stone, lightning flashed, heaven and earth trembled, and countless mountains began to be covered with a layer of sparkling luster. The pure yang spiritual qi spread out, causing hundreds of flowers to bloom, withered trees to be rejuvenated, and ancient trees to be uprooted, forming a dome that covered the sky. The entire world in the heavenly stone became tranquil and ethereal. The pure yang spiritual spring is here. When the time comes, I'll move the path understanding tree here. With the nourishment of the pure yang spiritual spring, the path understanding tree will definitely grow rapidly. At that time, it won't be impossible for it to bear path understanding fruits. Ling Zhao's eyes revealed a trace of resplendent light as he thought to himself. With the pure yang spiritual spring and the path understanding tree, not only could the small world in the heavenly stone mature quickly, it could also be used as the Changsun sect. Ling Zhao had already decided that after he became a supreme, he would return to the Eight Desolates region and bring the Changsun sect out. At that time, the Changsun sect would truly regain its name. And he, Ling Zhao, the heaven-devouring supreme, would also announce his return to the War God continent. Chapter 693. Ling Zhao left the pool and shot towards the top of the pool like an arrow leaving the bow. The valley was shrouded in white mist. Although Ling Zhao had already taken away the pure yang spirit spring, he did not intend to destroy the concealment array. Rumble. In the sky, the battle between the supremes became more and more intense. Although Supremes Xiang and Lu Zhizuan's cultivation were slightly stronger, the three dragon clans' grand elders, Long Feng, Long Yu, and Long Lei, were evenly matched with them. They were all looking forward to the battle between Long Lai and the four demon supremes. The outcome of this battle was related to the true outcome of this battle. If Long Lai died, the three dragon clans' grand elders would not be able to save the situation alone. Perhaps they would also die here. At that time, the Crystal Palace would truly be in danger. If Long Lai won, perhaps the battle between the Crystal Palace and the Sky Demon Palace would truly begin. However, Long Lai was only a supreme celestial body. Under the siege of the four demon supremes, he was already in a precarious situation. The four divisions' divine sabers traversed the sky and hung in four directions. They were like four divine mountains that soared into the sky, emitting dazzling saber rays. The terrifying saber rays were incomparably sharp, as if they wanted to turn everything into dust. Long Lai was trapped in the battle formation of four divisions. Although his Emperor Dragon Fist was unrivaled, he was still gradually suppressed by the four demon supremes. Long Lai, obediently accept your death. The Tiger Demon Supremacy's eyes revealed a trace of cold sharpness as he spoke indifferently. Rumble. Under the control of the four demon supremes, the four divisions' divine sabers emitted dazzling rays of light at the same time. They traversed the sky like four galaxies intersecting in the sky, transforming into a terrifying saber domain that pressed down on Long Lai. Long Lai's mouth emitted a shocking dragon roar. He traversed the sky and punched out, welcoming the power of the four divisions' divine sabers. His body was covered in dazzling dragon scales. His entire body seemed to have transformed into a golden dragon as he collided with the terrifying saber domain. The sky was filled with blazing saber rays accompanied by terrifying lightning that drowned Long Lai. Even though he fought with all his might, under the joint attack of the four symbols' divine sabers, he was still completely suppressed in the end and was suddenly sent flying. Long Lai's body became a little illusory. This sovereign celestial body had consumed too much energy and had reached its limit. Kill him. The four demon sovereigns' eyes were cold. They held their divine sabers and flew across the sky. They wanted to take advantage of the situation to kill Long Lai. Rumble. Right at this time, the heavens trembled, instantly splitting apart. A dazzling light burst forth. It was ancient, vast, and mysterious. The terrifying dragon roar caused the surrounding space to tremble. Huge waves surged and swept up high into the sky. An incomparably terrifying aura erupted. A golden dragon claw over 10,000 zhang long descended from the 9 heavens and slapped at the 4 martial highnesses. What? The expressions of the 4 demon sovereigns changed drastically, as if they had thought of something extremely terrifying. Their eyes were filled with terror. The saber rays that filled the sky were swept away. The huge golden dragon claw slapped directly on the four symbols' divine sabers. Instantly, countless runes exploded. It was extremely terrifying. The four demon sovereigns were instantly sent flying as if they had been struck by lightning. It's Long Lai's original body has returned. Damn it. Shouldn't his original body be in the extraterritorial world? How could he return so quickly? The four demon sovereigns' eyes were filled with gloom as they stared at the golden figure in the sky. Their faces were extremely solemn. Rumble. Above the 9 heavens, a golden dragon descended from the sky. On the head of the dragon stood a middle-aged man wearing a 5-clawed golden dragon robe, a flat imperial crown, and cloud-treading boots. His face was dignified and domineering. His entire body emitted a terrifying aura that caused the heavens and earth to tremble. It was Long Lai's original body. He had returned from the extraterritorial world. After his original body appeared, Long Lai's sovereign celestial body instantly turned into a streamer and merged into Long Lai's body. Do all of you really want to die? Long Lai stood above the 9 heavens and looked down indifferently at the 4 demon sovereigns. His voice shook the heavens and earth with an irresistible domineering aura. Long Lai, why are you so arrogant? Offending my sky demon palace is a dead end for you. So what if his original body has returned? Set up the 4 divisions divine saber battle array and kill him. The tiger demon sovereign's eyes revealed a trace of coldness as his voice was extremely chilling. Kill. The leopard demon sovereign, the wolf demon sovereign, and the bear demon sovereign roared as their eyes revealed a trace of madness. They held onto their divine sabers and charged towards Long Lai. Rumble. The heavens and earth trembled as the 4 divisions divine saber soared into the sky and turned into 4 dazzling saber auras. They merged with each other and formed a terrifying saber array. They enveloped Long Lai, who was in the middle, and slashed down fiercely. The 4 divisions divine saber is indeed extraordinary. If it was an ordinary sovereign, he might have been killed by your saber. Unfortunately, Long Lai is not an ordinary sovereign, but a sovereign who has proven his Tao. In the Shaoyang Island, Ling Xiao looked at the great battle in the void with a trace of mockery in his eyes. Boom! When the blazing saber radiance landed on Long Lai's body, the latter's body emitted a bright light in an instant. A dazzling and ancient fist mark exploded, as if it encompassed the heavens and shattered the stars. It carried an eternal aura and instantly rushed out of the range of the 4 divisions divine saber. It also carried a terrifying lightning as if it was a heavenly tribulation. Is that the rolling thunder style of the Emperor Dragon Fist? Ling Zhao's eyes flashed as he stared at Long Lai's figure. Rumble. That fist imprint was eternal and unparalleled. It instantly broke the surrounding saber domain and imprinted itself on the divine saber of 4 divisions. Sparks flew in all directions as the 4 divisions divine saber trembled violently as countless runes exploded. A terrifying force followed the 4 divisions divine saber and blasted into the bodies of the 4 demon sovereigns, causing their bodies to tremble. Their faces instantly turned as pale as paper as they spat out a mouthful of blood. You've actually proven your Tao and become a titled sovereign? The hearts of the 4 demon sovereigns were in turmoil. Their eyes were filled with disbelief as their voices trembled. A titled sovereign, that was a titled sovereign. In the entire War God continent, there were only a handful of titled sovereigns because they represented the pinnacle of human Tao and an ultimate power. They were only half a step away from becoming a true god. Sovereign powerhouses contained the heavenly Tao and were unparalleled. It was extremely difficult for sovereigns of the same level to kill their opponents. However, if a titled sovereign wanted to kill an ordinary sovereign, it could be said that it was a piece of cake. Standing at the pinnacle of human Tao and possessing a unique title was enough to shine through the ages. Chapter 694. Even if Long Lai's original body had returned, even if Long Lai was at the peak of the 9th heaven of the Supreme Realm, the 4 monster sovereigns would still dare to fight him. However, Long Lai had proven his Tao and become a titled supreme being. This made them lose their will to fight instantly. Even with the battle formation of 4 guardians and the 4 guardians' divine sabers, They had no chance of winning against a titled supreme being who stood at the peak of the human Tao. They might even die here. They knew that they had failed completely in this battle against Long Lai. However, they were only testing the waters. When they saw Long Lai's original body returning, they immediately wanted to retreat. Let's go. So what if he has proven his Tao and become a titled supreme being? Someone will take care of him. Tiger Monster Sovereign gritted his teeth and said with a cold look in his eyes. Swoosh. In a flash, the 4 monster sovereigns wanted to tear open the void and leave. You want to leave? Since you're here, stay here. Long Lai said indifferently. His eyes revealed an unparalleled sharpness. Rumble. Light shone brightly in the void. Light flashed in Long Lai's hand and a blazing sword radiance shot across the sky. It was as bright as the sun, majestic and mysterious. It was an ancient sword, shining with golden light and surrounded by multicolored light. It was like a golden dragon, terrifying to the extreme as it slashed towards the 4 demon venerables. Emperor Dragon Sword? The tiger demon venerable exclaimed. He immediately felt his scalp go numb. Without thinking, he immediately moved away. Crack! The void exploded and endless turbulence spread out. The 4 monster sovereigns were instantly blown out. They looked terrible and were in a sorry state. The Emperor Dragon Sword was the treasure of the Crystal Palace. It was said that it was originally a powerful divine weapon. However, it was severely damaged in the catastrophe 10,000 years ago. Although it was still a divine weapon, it only had the power of a supreme weapon. However, even if it was a supreme weapon, it was still a top-notch supreme weapon with unparalleled power. Especially in the hands of a titled supreme being, it could unleash the most terrifying power. Rumble. The Emperor Dragon Sword flashed across the sky and a dazzling sword radiance spread out. In an instant, it expanded to 10,000 feet and slashed towards the 4 monster sovereigns. The multicolored light was resplendent, as if heaven and earth had been split apart by this sword. Long Lai stepped on the void with the Emperor Dragon Sword in his hand. He was like a celestial emperor that wanted to suppress all enemies in the world. His might was unfathomable. Azure Dragon Divine Saber, kill. White Tiger Divine Blade, kill. Vermilion Bird Divine Saber, kill. Black Tortoise Divine Blade, kill. The tiger, leopard, wolf, and bear demon venerables revealed a trace of madness in their eyes. They felt a fatal killing intent from the Emperor Dragon Sword. If they did not resist with all their might, it was very likely that they would die under the Emperor Dragon Sword. Therefore, they instantly activated the power of the 4 symbols divine sabers. In the void, the phantoms of the Azure Dragon, White Tiger, Vermilion Bird, and Black Tortoise appeared. Wrapped in a monstrous saber light, they pounced towards Long Lai. Rumble. Above the void, it was as if a resplendent sun had exploded, and the sky was being destroyed at a speed visible to the naked eye. The saber and sword clashed, emitting a deafening sound. Sparks flew in all directions, and the light was resplendent. A divine light storm was set off above the 9 heavens. Although the phantoms of the 4 symbols divine beasts were strong and did their best to suppress the power of the Emperor Dragon Sword, in the end, it was still the Emperor Dragon Sword that won. An unparalleled sword light swept out, annihilating the phantoms of the 4 symbols divine beasts. Boom! Golden light illuminated the void. The Emperor Dragon Sword emitted an eternal light that swept out in all directions. It fiercely slashed on the 4 symbols divine sabers, sending the 4 demon venerables flying. The 4 demon venerables all coughed out blood at the same time, and their auras became incomparably dispirited. Their eyes revealed incomparably ugly expressions. Even if they knew that a titled sovereign was incomparably terrifying, only now did they truly experience that feeling of powerlessness when facing Long Lai. In the distance, Sovereign Xiang and Lu Jizuan, who were fighting against the 3 supreme elders Long Feng, Long Yu and Long Lei, had an incomparably terrified expression in their eyes. They felt their scalps go numb. A feeling of regret even appeared in their hearts. They originally thought that even if Long Lai was strong, there would be a limit to how strong he was. They never thought that Long Lai's original body had already proven his Tao and become a titled sovereign. Even in the Sky Demon Palace, perhaps only the great Sun Demon Venerable could contend against such strength, right? As for their 9-headed snake clan, it was likely that their clan would truly be exterminated. Let's go! Sovereign Xiang and Lu Jizuan looked at each other, and a trace of incomparably decisive expression appeared in their eyes. They instantly rushed out of the encirclement of the 3 supreme elders and rushed out. Bastards of the 9-headed snake clan, stay here for this old man. Rumble! A deafening sound rang out as 2 more resplendent beams of light streaked across the sky. They were 2 old men with white hair and beards. Both of them looked dignified and exuded an unparalleled pressure from their bodies. It's the 2 supreme elders Yin and Yang. Long Feng's eyes flashed, and he revealed an incomparably pleasantly surprised expression. In the entire Crystal Palace, aside from Long Lai, the 2 supreme elders Yin and Yang were the strongest. Their cultivations were even stronger than Sovereign Xiang and Lu Jizuan. The 2 supreme elders were also people who had followed Long Lai to the outer realm, but they had returned a step too late. Rumble! Terrifying dragon might spread out, and the 2 supreme elders Yin and Yang instantly blocked Sovereign Xiang and Lu Jizuan. Kill them! The 2 supreme elders' eyes were covered with a layer of blood. At the same time, they roared and charged towards Sovereign Xiang and Lu Jizuan. As for Long Feng, Long Yu, and Long Lei, the 3 of them also roused their spirits and surrounded them. The 5 supreme elders of the Dragon Clan instantly gained the upper hand, completely suppressing Sovereign Xiang and Lu Jizuan. A trace of ice-cold killing intent appeared in Long Lai's eyes. The Emperor Dragon Sword in his hand flashed, and instantly descended towards the 4 supreme demons. The 4 supreme demons' faces changed greatly. They were already heavily injured, so how could they block this sword? Rumble! At this moment, a resplendent light flashed in the void, and a sound like a great bell resounded through the world. A golden ancient sun bell flew across the sky, engraved with mysterious and ancient runes. It instantly collided with the Emperor Dragon Sword. Ding! The bell rang loudly, and a mysterious sound wave rippled out, causing the waves in all directions to explode. The Emperor Dragon Sword trembled and flew back into Long Lai's hand. Ancient Sun Bell? Great Sun Supreme Demon, you really came. Long Lai's eyes flashed as he slowly said, the ancient Sun Bell was also an ancient divine artifact, but it didn't suffer any damage and was still intact. Its power was even stronger than the Emperor Dragon Sword. Chapter 695. Long Lai, I didn't expect you to escape from the Dragon Tomb so quickly. Looks like I really underestimated you. There will definitely be a battle between us, but not today. An ancient and mysterious voice came from the ancient Sun Bell. The ancient Sun Bell flashed, releasing millions of rays of light, instantly sweeping up the 4 demon venerables. They directly pierced through the void and left this place. Senior Great Sun Demon Venerable, save us. We are willing to rely on the Sky Demon Palace. Senior, save our lives. Supremacy Xiang and Lu Jizuan's expressions changed greatly as they hurriedly cried for help. They didn't expect that the Great Sun Demon Venerable's ancient Sun Bell would only take away the 4 demon venerables. It didn't have any intention of caring about them at all. Wanna leave? Stay behind for this king. Long Lai's eyes flashed as the Emperor Dragon Sword emitted an unparalleled light as it slashed down towards the ancient Sun Bell. Rumble! Heaven and earth trembled as the ancient Sun Bell's light trembled. Ripples spread out as if a great bell was ringing out between heaven and earth. The ancient Sun Bell broke apart the Emperor Dragon Sword, then instantly broke through the void and flew into it. Where are you going? Long Lai's eyes flashed with killing intent as he similarly stepped into the void and chased after the ancient Sun Bell. Rumble! On the other side, Supremacy Xiang and Lu Jizuan's expressions were incomparably ugly as their eyes were filled with anger. They didn't expect that the Great Sun Demon Venerable would actually not care about their life and death, leaving them to fend for themselves. Let's go! Supremacy Xiang and Lu Jizuan looked at each other as their eyes revealed a trace of cold sharpness. Boom! Black light rose around their bodies as their blood surged into the heavens. A dark, mysterious and cold aura exploded out. While Long Lai chased after the ancient Sunbell, Supremacy Xiang and Lu Jizuan began to fight with their lives on the line. They burned the blood essence in their bodies, and their auras instantly soared. The two of them attacked at the same time, forcing the two Grand Elders Yin and Yang to retreat. Then, they turned into rays of black light and shot into the distance. Supremacy Xiang and Lu Jizuan didn't have the slightest intention to fight as they chose to escape. They knew that if they didn't leave now, when Long Lai returned, they probably wouldn't be able to leave even if they wanted to. Chase them. We must kill them. Murderous intent flashed in the eyes of the Yin and Yang Supreme Elders as they led Long Feng, Long Yu, and Long Lei in pursuit. Rumble. Soon, the sea calmed down. Ling Zhao's figure flashed as he rushed out of Shaoyang Island. This time, the Sky Demon Palace went for wool and came home shorn. I'm afraid the Hydra clan will be completely annihilated. I'll return to the Crystal Palace first. Ling Zhao's eyes flickered as he thought to himself. At this moment, Ling Zhao felt an icy aura lock onto him. The space was silently torn apart as a black palm print swept through the air, heading for his back. A sharp glint flashed across Ling Zhao's eyes. Without even thinking, he threw out a punch. Crack! The fist and palm collided, causing the void to tremble. Ling Zhao's entire body trembled, and he was instantly sent flying by the palm. Immortal General Wuchang. Ling Zhao was shocked. He did not expect the person who attacked him to be Immortal General Wuchang of the War God Hall. Kid, follow me obediently and you will suffer less physical pain. Otherwise, don't blame me for being impolite. Immortal General Wuchang said sinisterly as his eyes flashed with a cold glint. Immortal General Wuchang, I have no enmity with you. Why are you attacking me? Ling Zhao said slowly with a cold expression. No enmity? He, who asked you to be Long Lai's nephew. If you can't capture his son, you can capture his nephew. I don't believe that he won't hand over the goddess after capturing you. Immortal General Wuchang said coldly. Goddess? So your goal is still Luo Luo. A sharp glint flashed across Ling Zhao's eyes. Kid, it's good that you know. Surrender obediently and you will be spared from physical pain. Immortal General Wuchang sneered. Boom! A vast and terrifying Supreme Being aura spread out and enveloped Ling Zhao. Immortal General Wuchang's aura was terrifying as he charged towards Ling Zhao, his eyes filled with indifference. Boom! Ling Zhao threw out a punch as his heavenly dragon body exploded. The power of the true dragon bloodline gathered on his fist and was extremely terrifying. However, Immortal General Wuchang was no ordinary Supreme Being. He was extremely powerful and easily broke through Ling Zhao's punch as he charged towards Ling Zhao. In Ling Zhao's opinion, Immortal General Wuchang's cultivation was at least at the fourth heaven of the Supreme Being realm. If he was at the first or second heaven of the Supreme Being realm, Ling Zhao might be able to contend with him given his current heaven-defying combat strength. However, Immortal General Wuchang had completely suppressed Ling Zhao. Buzz! Ling Zhao took out the sky-devouring sword without hesitation. The sky-devouring sword shone brightly and emitted an ancient and mysterious aura as it slashed towards Immortal General Wuchang. Unparalleled sword aura surged towards Immortal General Wuchang, containing a power that could destroy everything. What a powerful Supreme Being weapon. Kid, this treasure isn't something that you can have. Give it to me. Immortal General Wuchang's eyes flashed with a hint of greed. He could instantly tell that the sky-devouring sword was extraordinary. This ancient sword was considered a top treasure even among the Supreme Being weapons. Buzz! Immortal General Wuchang's body shone with black light as his armor clanged. Divine light shot out from his palms as a pair of black gloves appeared, emitting an ancient and mysterious fluctuation. This pair of gloves was also a powerful Supreme Being weapon. Boom! Immortal General Wuchang's eyes blazed as he slammed his palm towards the sky-devouring sword in Ling Zhao's hands. He wanted to snatch the sky-devouring sword. You want the sky-devouring sword? I'm afraid you won't be able to get it. Ling Zhao's eyes were extremely cold as the sky-devouring sword shone brightly. Sword radiance exploded as it collided with Immortal General Wu Chang's palm. Buzz. Buzz. However, Immortal General Wu Chang's strength exploded. Every punch was as heavy as a mountain and contained the power of heaven and earth. It caused the sky-devouring sword to tremble violently and Ling Zhao's arm to feel numb. Immortal General Wu Chang, you can't catch me. When I become a supreme being, it will be your death. Ling Zhao's eyes blazed with murderous intent as he glared coldly at Immortal General Wu Chang. Instantly, he used a secret teleportation technique to escape into the distance. You want to leave? Stay here. Immortal General Wu Chang's eyes flashed with murderous intent as he took a step forward. He instantly pierced through the void and appeared behind Ling Zhao as he punched towards his back. Rumble. The blazing fist radiance was unparalleled as Ling Zhao tried his best to block it. However, in the end, he couldn't take it and was sent flying by Immortal General Wu Chang. Ling Zhao used a secret teleportation technique and quickly teleported towards the Crystal Palace. Immortal General Wu Chang was extremely powerful and was even stronger than Supreme Beings Xiang and Lu Zhizuan. With Ling Zhao's current strength, he was no match for Immortal General Wu Chang. Ling Zhao didn't expect Immortal General Wu Chang to target him in order to capture Luo Luo. Chapter 696. Rumble. Immortal General Wu Chang was surrounded by black light and his black armor exuded a powerful and terrifying aura. The gloves on his hands were intertwined with black lightning as he punched out. Clang. The black gloves blasted towards Ling Zhao with a terrifying and blazing sound. It was as if the power of heaven and earth was pressing down on Ling Zhao. Ling Zhao's eyes flashed and the sky-devouring sword shone brightly as it slashed towards Immortal General Wu Chang like a Milky Way descending from the 9 heavens. Boom! The huge fist and sky-devouring sword collided, causing the void to tremble and light to burst out. Boundless energy swept across the sea and waves rushed into the clouds. The sky-devouring sword trembled and Ling Zhao's arm went numb. It almost slipped out of his hand. Ling Zhao's eyes were cold and murderous. As he fled, he used the sky-devouring secret technique and the ancestral dragon secret technique to fight Immortal General Wu Chang. Rumble. Behind Ling Zhao, the Celestial Emperor's celestial form appeared. The terrifying fist radiance swept across the void and merged with Ling Zhao's body as it charged towards Immortal General Wu Chang. Although Immortal General Wu Chang was extremely powerful and was considered strong even among the Supremes, this only stimulated Ling Zhao's battle intent. Devouring heaven and earth decimating 7 limits divine technique, 4 elephants sky striking style. Ling Zhao's eyes were blazing with murderous intent as he used the sky-devouring sword to execute the 7 limits divine technique. His entire body seemed to have turned into a sword that could destroy the world. His sword intent was unparalleled. Rumble. The 4 elephants' divine light surged as earth, water, wind, and fire intertwined. Chaotic chi lingered as a blazing sword radiance cut through the chaos and slashed towards Immortal General Wu Chang. Good timing. Immortal General Wu Chang was shocked but his face was still cold. He punched out and the black fist radiance intertwined to form bright runes. It shattered the sword radiance and charged towards Ling Zhao. 5 elements sky ceiling style. 6 paths of reincarnation style. Ling Zhao's eyes flashed and the colorless divine light around him shot into the sky. It turned into a majestic 5 elements boundary that enveloped Immortal General Wu Chang. It was terrifying. At the same time, he leaped into the sky with his sword in hand. The sky-devouring sword was surrounded by the shadows of the 6 paths of reincarnation as if he wanted to slash Immortal General Wu Chang into reincarnation. Kill! The power of the 5-element boundary seemed to have sealed off the surrounding nomological laws. Divine General Wu Chang's gaze turned increasingly cold as he faced Ling Zhao's increasingly powerful sword aura. An invincible god of war appeared behind him, wearing a dazzling armor. His fists shook the sky as he clenched his fists, causing the void to tremble violently. The Tao war god punched out, shattering the 5 elemental enchantment as he charged towards the 6 paths of reincarnation. Rumble. The heavens trembled, and it was as if the earth was collapsing. The impermanence deity general was unstoppable. He was surrounded by a supreme aura that suppressed Ling Xiao. The world of 6 paths of reincarnation shattered instantly. Boom! The blazing fist struck the sky-devouring sword, causing Ling Xiao's body to tremble violently. A trace of blood leaked out from the corner of his mouth. Kill! Ling Xiao's eyes grew colder and colder, but his fighting spirit also grew stronger. He fought immortal General Wu Chang as he walked towards the Crystal Palace. The sky-devouring secret skill, the ancestral dragon secret skill, the true phoenix secret skill, and the teleportation secret skill were all executed by Ling Xiao to the extreme. There was also the sky-devouring divine skill, the sky-devouring sword, and Ling Xiao's celestial emperor's celestial body. All of these allowed Ling Xiao's combat strength to reach an extremely terrifying level. Even a half-step supreme being who had survived the tribulation of 4 symbols would not be able to withstand a single blow from Ling Xiao and would be killed instantly. However, Impermanence Deity General's strength was unfathomable. He was considered a powerhouse even among the Supreme Being realm. The difference between Ling Xiao and him was too great, so this battle was extremely difficult. After withstanding over 100 blows from Impermanence Deity General, Ling Xiao began to cough up blood. The overwhelming Supreme Being aura suppressed all martial arts, nomological laws, and powers. It was as if the only thing left in the world was Impermanence Deity General's majestic aura. Moreover, although the teleportation secret skill was powerful, a Supreme Being powerhouse had comprehended the void and could travel through the void. Ling Xiao's speed was nothing in front of Impermanence Deity General. Bang! Impermanence Deity General threw out a punch. Although Ling Xiao's sky-devouring sword had blocked most of the force of the punch, he was still hit in the shoulder in the end. A mist of blood exploded, causing him to stagger and cough up blood. Boom! Impermanence Deity General descended from the 9 heavens and stomped down on Ling Xiao's head. It contained a terrifying power that could shatter the heavens. Ling Xiao's eyes burned with murderous intent as he threw out a punch. Endless light exploded, and his body trembled violently as he was stomped down and fell into the East Sea. Ling Xiao, you are indeed very strong, but you are no match for me. Stop struggling. Otherwise, don't blame me for being impolite. Impermanence Deity General's eyes were cold, and there was even a trace of murderous intent surging in them. As the saying went, all below the Supreme Being realm were ants. Even a half-step Supreme Being who had survived the tribulation of 4 symbols would not be able to withstand a single blow from Impermanence Deity General and would be killed instantly. However, Ling Xiao had actually exchanged more than 100 blows with him. Although he was severely injured, he still had the strength to continue fighting. Impermanence Deity General was extremely shocked. If a Supreme Being who had just entered the Supreme Being realm was here, perhaps Ling Xiao would really be able to kill him and complete the magnificent feat of killing a Supreme Being? This kid's talent was too terrifying. Once he matured, the consequences would be unimaginable. Impermanence Deity General secretly decided that even if he captured Ling Xiao and used him to threaten Long Lai to hand over the goddess, he would find a way to get rid of Ling Xiao. This kid must not be allowed to live. Don't even think about it. Ling Xiao's eyes flashed with a hint of madness as he pushed the sky-devouring sword to its limits. In this kind of life-and-death battle, his control over his own strength was getting stronger and stronger. This was especially so for the secret skills of the ancestral dragon and true phoenix. Ling Xiao could vaguely feel a trace of the power of the secret realm fusion. Boom! The heavens and earth trembled as Ling Xiao shot up from the sea. His eyes were filled with murderous intent as he charged towards Impermanence Deity General with his sword in hand. Behind him, a true dragon and a true phoenix spread out, exuding an ancient, mysterious, and majestic aura. The true dragon soared while the true phoenix soared. The dragon and the phoenix were auspicious as if they were about to merge into one. Buzz! The sky-devouring sword in Ling Xiao's hand trembled violently as if 2 supreme powers were converging. It began to tremble violently as it suddenly soared into the sky, turning into an incomparably terrifying sword light as it slashed towards Impermanence Deity General. Chapter 697. What? The Impermanence Divine General's face changed drastically. His eyes were filled with great shock. He could sense a sliver of threat from the strike. Rumble! God General Enika's eyes were as cold as ice as he unleashed the might of a paragon, sweeping out in all directions and suppressing the 9 heavens and 10 earths. Then he unleashed a fist strike that was like an ancient mountain, filled with terrifying killing intent. Ryumble! The dome of heaven shattered. Boundless spatial turbulence surged, mixed with the terrifying sword light, engulfing the heavens before finally exploding violently. Ling Zhao's sword strike and God General Enika's fist strike collided, and both of them were sent flying hundreds of meters away. That one sword strike had drained Ling Zhao of all his power, causing the King Heaven Devourer Cauldron to appear above his head and begin devouring the quintessence energy of the sea. As for God General Enika, his aura was in disarray, and a drop of blood trickled down his face. A trace of blood appeared on Immortal General Wuchang's face. It was the power left behind by the Sky Devourer sword. You actually hurt me? Divine General Wuchang's eyes were filled with disbelief as the killing intent in his eyes blazed to the extreme. The power of that sword strike was immature, but the essence of it caused God General Enika's nascent divinity to tremble. He had no doubt that if Ling Zhao had used the power of a paragon to unleash that sword strike, he would have been killed long ago. This kid's talent was too terrifying to be allowed to live. So what if I hurt you? One of these days, I'll kill you with my own hands. Ling Zhao's eyes were as cold as ice, and filled with undisguised killing intent. He was so weak that if God General Enika attacked again, he wouldn't be able to stand up to him. Ling Zhao had already decided that if God General Enika attacked again, he would hide in the Heaven God's stone and flee. However, if the divine stone was exposed, especially in front of Jizun, then the secret of the Scarlet Dragon War God could not be kept. Not to mention the mysterious relationship between the War God Temple and the Scarlet Dragon War God, perhaps they knew more about the divine stone than Ling Zhao. If word got out that Ling Zhao had acquired the legacy of the Scarlet Dragon War God, then all of the paragons on the War God continent would go crazy trying to kill him. If that happened, there would be no place for him to hide. Therefore, unless it was absolutely necessary, Ling Zhao did not want to reveal the existence of the God's Stone. Ling Zhao, prepare to die. Immortal General Wuchang naturally saw how weak Ling Zhao was at this moment. His eyes flashed with killing intent, and his face became extremely ferocious as he grabbed at Ling Zhao. Rumble! Ling Zhao's aura was ice-cold. The sky-devouring sword trembled slightly, emitting a powerful battle intent. Just as Ling Zhao was about to use the sky-devouring sword with all his might, a streak of resplendent light suddenly shot out of nowhere. It radiated with an aura of eternity. The sword was so fast that even Jizun could not react in time. In an instant, it stabbed into Immortal General Wuchang's chest. Rumble! The terrifying sword light exploded and instantly blew up half of Immortal General Wuchang's body. Flesh and blood flew everywhere in the void. Drops of supreme blood fell into the East Sea, causing the sea to boil. Silent Time Sword. Time General, why do you want to kill me? Immortal General Wuchang roared, his eyes filled with disbelief. He immediately recognized the origin of this sword. Silent Time Sword, turning the power of time into an eternal sword intent. This was a peerless killing technique that belonged only to Time General. Rumble! Light shone brightly in the void. Suddenly, a white-robed man shrouded in light appeared. He held a transparent longsword in his hand. Drops of blood dripped down from it, emitting an aura that made one's heart tremble. Although the white-robed man's face could not be seen clearly, his eyes were brighter than the stars. They exuded an aura of vicissitudes and eternity, mysterious and unfathomable. Time General? It really is you. Why did you ambush me? Immortal General Wuchang's eyes widened in shock as he roared. His eyes were filled with disbelief. Buzz! A blazing sword light rose, and endless time flowed. Murderous intent flashed in the white-robed man's eyes. Without saying a word, he slashed his sword at immortal General Wu Chang. Ling Zhao's eyes widened in shock. This sword seemed to have transcended the limits of time and space, causing time to stop. His sword appeared in front of immortal General Wu Chang in an instant, stabbing towards his glabella. "Break!" Immortal General Wu Chang roared, his eyes filled with horror. The supreme blood around him began to burn. He punched out, his fist imprint unparalleled, trying to block the sword. Clang! Sparks flew in all directions, but in an instant, blood flashed. The sword pierced through immortal General Wu Chang's palm and into his glabella. Rumble! Terrifying sword light exploded, and immortal General Wu Chang's entire body trembled violently. Then, he was enveloped by a white light and disappeared into the void. He was not killed, nor was his physical body destroyed. He had completely disappeared. Not only did immortal General Wu Chang's physical body disappear, but his primordial spirit and the boxing gloves on his hands also disappeared. It was as if immortal General Wu Chang had never existed in this world. He had completely disappeared. Ling Zhao's eyes were filled with incomparable shock. This sword had completely wiped out all of immortal General Wu Chang's aura. As for the white-robed man, who was the time General Wu Chang had called him, his eyes dimmed, and his aura seemed to have weakened. That stab of the sword also caused him to suffer an extremely great backlash. Are you all right? Ling Zhao's heart trembled, but he appeared very calm on the surface. His entire body exuded a trace of vigilance. That sword strike was too terrifying. Ling Zhao actually felt a trace of the concept of time from it. If that sword had come for him, he believed that he would not have been able to dodge it. He silently put some distance between him and the Time General. Although the Time General had killed immortal General Wu Chang, he did not know whether the Time General was a friend or foe. "I'm fine. Don't worry, I mean you no harm." The Time General glanced indifferently at Ling Zhao and said slowly, "You're from the War God Temple? Why did you attack your own people?" Ling Zhao was still very cautious as he asked slowly, "People from the War God Temple? Sort of. However, immortal General Wu Chang isn't one of us. I killed him because there's enmity between us, so there's no need to thank me." The Time General said indifferently, but there was a sliver of emotion in his eyes. The Time General wore white robes and was enveloped in a mysterious light. Only a pair of deep and ancient eyes could be seen. It was impossible to see his face. The light around him seemed to be the power of time. It gave off a mysterious ripple that did not exist in this world, so Ling Zhao could not sense anything. The Time General was extremely powerful, but he was also very mysterious. Chapter 698. No matter what, you have killed immortal General Wu Chang and saved me. Thank you. Ling Zhao looked at Time General solemnly. I have said that I did not kill immortal General Wu Chang to save you. Let's go quickly, there will be people coming here soon. Remember, the Sky Demon Palace is not as simple as you think. The relationship between the Great Sun Demon Venerable and the War God Hall is also very complicated. So, remind Long Lai to be careful and not to act recklessly. The Time General glanced at Ling Zhao impatiently. Sky Demon Palace? I got it. Thank you, Senior. Goodbye. Ling Zhao nodded. There was some doubt in his eyes. Time General looked strange. He had saved him and kindly reminded him of the relationship between Sky Demon Palace and War God Temple. However, he pretended to be cold. Ling Zhao did not know why. Ling Zhao thought to himself as he turned into a stream of light and shot towards the Crystal Palace. A sliver of mixed emotions appeared in the God of Time's eyes as he watched Ling Zhao leave. After a long while, he sighed softly and slowly vanished into thin air. When Ling Zhao returned to Crystal Palace, he realized that Long Lai and the 5 Supreme Elders had not returned. Long Hanyan saw that Ling Zhao had returned safely and was relieved. Long Zhantian and the others also came over and asked Ling Zhao about the battle. When they heard the result of the battle, their eyes were filled with anger. The 9-headed snake clan had defected to Sky Demon Palace. This time, if not for Long Lai's main body rushing back in time, this battle would have been dangerous. The 4 supreme demon reverends came with the 4 guardian blades. It was obvious that they wanted to kill Long Lai's sovereign celestial body and then destroy Crystal Palace. It seems that the battle between us and Sky Demon Palace is not far away. Everyone has to work hard and kill more of those bastards. Long Zhantian looked at the crowd and said slowly. There was a strong fighting spirit in his eyes. Yes. Those bastards from Sky Demon Palace, I have long found them an eyesore. There is also Skyburning Demon King. He often comes to Crystal Palace because of his identity as a pure-blooded fire Qilin. This time, we must let cousin Ling Xiao kill him. Many of the Dragon Crown princes were warlike. When they said that there was going to be a battle, their eyes lit up with excitement. Ling Xiao sighed softly in his heart. If the Sky Demon Palace was really related to the War God Temple, then this battle would be extremely difficult. The War God Temple could be called the strongest and most mysterious faction on the entire War God continent. Many high-level martial arts holy lands knew that the War God Temple had the War God, the left and right Empyreans, the 4 guardian law kings, and the 18 divine generals. Furthermore, the War God Temple could casually send out a divine general with the battle prowess of a supreme being. How terrifying would the War God Temple's hidden strength be? Even if Long Lai had attained the Tao and become a titled supremacy, he would still have no chance of winning against the War God Hall. Since the mysterious god of war from the War God Temple dared to call himself a god, in Ling Xiao's opinion, even if he wasn't a true god, he wasn't far from it. However, Ling Xiao did not tell Long Zhantian and the rest about these. Not long after, Long Lai and the 5 great grand elders returned. Supremacy Xiang and Supremacy Lu had escaped with heavy injuries. According to the 5 grand elders, they had suffered unimaginable injuries. Their physical bodies had been completely destroyed, and even their primordial spirits had suffered heavy injuries. If they hadn't used a forbidden technique at the last moment, they would have been completely killed. Although Long Lai and the ancient Sun Bell had fought a great battle, neither side could do anything to the other. After all, the ancient Sun Bell was the treasure of the Sky Demon Palace. It was a supreme artifact. Under the control of the great Sun Demon Supremacy, it wasn't any weaker than Long Lai. This battle had also torn off the last fig leaf between the Sky Demon Palace and the Crystal Palace. From now on, there would only be endless battles between the Sky Demon Palace and the Crystal Palace. Uncle, I'm afraid the Sky Demon Palace is related to the War God Temple. Ling Xiao transmitted his voice to Long Lai. His voice was grave. The Sky Demon Palace and the War God Temple? Is this news reliable? Long Lai's eyes glowed as he looked at Ling Xiao and said slowly, "It should be reliable." The Hydra clan and the Sky Demon Palace weren't the only ones involved in this battle. The War God Temple was also involved. I was hunted down by Divine General Wu Chang. Ling Xiao said slowly. He recounted how he had been hunted down by Divine General Wu Chang after Long Lai and the others had left and how he had been saved by Divine General Wu Chang in the end. Divine General Wu Chang actually dared to hunt you down? Damn it. Long Lai's eyes flashed with killing intent. He was also very surprised that the War God Temple had participated in this battle. However, it seemed that the Sky Demon Palace was indeed related to the War God Temple. However, no one knew how deep the waters were. Divine General Wu Chang? One of the 18 Divine Generals? I've never heard of this person. However, you said that he could control the power of time and killed Divine General Wu Chang with a single sword strike? Long Lai's eyes were filled with shock and disbelief. The power of time was a taboo. Even a supreme being powerhouse couldn't touch the power of time. Legend had it that the power of time was a power that only the gods could control. It contained the mystery of longevity. Now, a mere divine general of time from the War God Temple actually possessed such power. This made Long Lai extremely shocked. It should be the power of time. However, that divine general Wu Chang shouldn't be able to control this power. He must have used up a lot of energy. When he killed Ghost General Wu Chang, he also suffered some backlash. Ling Xiao said slowly. This matter is complicated. The Divine General of Time actually took action against Divine General Wuchang. It seems that the War God Temple isn't a monolithic block. This is our chance. However, what the Divine General of Time said isn't without reason. If it's just the Sky Demon Palace, we can still barely deal with them. If the War God Temple joins in, the Crystal Palace won't stand a chance. Long Lai's eyes revealed a sharp glint. Ling Xiao suddenly asked, "Uncle, how much do you know about the War God Temple?" The War God Temple was extremely mysterious. Even in his previous life as the #1 supreme being in the world, Ling Xiao didn't have much interaction with the War God Temple. This large faction seemed to have always been hidden in the shadows. It was like a mastermind behind the scenes, stirring up the world's winds and clouds. Ling Xiao even guessed that the calamity 10,000 years ago might be related to the War God Temple. The War God Temple is said to be the legacy left behind by the Scarlet Dragon War God. It was founded by a disciple of the Scarlet Dragon War God. Its strength is unfathomable. You've seen it for yourself. Even a divine general has the cultivation of a supreme being, let alone the guardian kings and the left and right holy lords. I'm even guessing that the legendary war god might really be a deity. Chapter 699. God? That shouldn't be possible, right? For 1,000,000 years, the heavenly Tao has been flawed. It seems that very few people have been able to prove their Tao and become gods. How could that war god be a god? Ling Xiao sighed softly. If that war god was really a god, didn't that mean that he already had the strength to crush the entire war god continent? Then why was the war god temple still hiding behind the scenes? The heavenly Tao is flawed. It is indeed extremely difficult to become a god in these 1,000,000 years. But what if that war god was someone from 1,000,000 years ago? Long Lai said slowly. Someone from 1,000,000 years ago? Gods are immortal and indestructible. Perhaps there really is such a possibility. Ling Zhao's eyes flashed as he slowly nodded. In these few years, the entire war god continent has been changing. Extraterrestrial demons have appeared from time to time, and even the war god temple has come out. I'm afraid there will be chaos again. Before that, what we can do is to increase our strength as soon as possible. Long Lai sighed softly, and then he glanced at Ling Xiao and said, "Ling Xiao, your talent is unparalleled, and you've even awakened the true dragon bloodline. Although your current combat strength is sufficient to crush a half-step supreme, it's still too difficult for you to go against a supreme. I hope you can seize the opportunity in this Heaven's Choice Convention and prove your Tao in one fell swoop." Prove your Tao in one fell swoop? Perhaps I can give it a try. However, the Heaven's Choice Convention is hosted by the War God Temple. Don't you suspect that there might be something fishy going on? Ling Xiao glanced at Long Lai and asked. There might be something fishy, but it shouldn't be possible. Long Lai pondered for a moment and said, "The Heaven's Choice Convention has always been held in the Time Cave. It happens once every 1,000 years and is a grand event for the countless geniuses of the War God continent. Every time the Heaven's Choice Convention is held, someone will obtain a supreme opportunity and prove their Tao in one fell swoop. The War God Temple is only hosting the final Heaven's Choice Convention to determine the final Heaven's Choice Convention." Heaven's Choice Convention? Ling Zhao's eyes flashed. The Heaven's Choice Convention. Countless geniuses compete for the title of Heaven's Choice Convention. Only the strongest person in the end can obtain the title of Heaven's Choice Convention. The Heaven's Choice Convention would not only obtain boundless providence, but also various treasures from the War God Temple. However, Ling Xiao still felt that the Heavenly Selection Convention might have some secrets that he didn't know. You have the qualifications to fight for the Heaven's Chosen Son, but you also have many competitors. Across the entire War God continent, the War God Temple had a ranking called the Azure Sky Ranking. It was updated every 100 years, and it listed the top 10 geniuses with the highest talent, the strongest battle prowess, and the highest chance of becoming a paragon. However, the heaven-scorching demon emperor you defeated was only ranked at the 10th position on the Ascension rankings. Long Lai said with a smile. The heaven-burning demon emperor is only ranked 10th on the Green Cloud Proclamation? Ling Zhao's eyes flashed. He had heard of the Green Cloud leaderboard before. It was the top 10 geniuses of the War God world. Even the Sky-Scorching Demon Emperor was only ranked 10th on the Azure Sky ranking. That's right. However, the Heaven-Scorching Demon Emperor has already been knocked off the Ascension rankings. You're currently ranked 10th on the Ascension rankings. This is a complete copy of the Green Cloud rankings. You can take a look at it. Long Lai smiled faintly. With a flash of light in his hand, a beautiful scroll appeared and flew toward Ling Zhao. Ling Zhao's eyes lit up as he reached out to take it and opened it slowly. The honor roll. 3 ancient yet flamboyant words fluttered in the wind. Below them were 10 names emitting a golden glow. Ranked first on the Azure Sky ranking, the successor of the Divine Battle Hall, practicing the heaven-opening scriptures of the Divine Battle God, wielding the godly weapon heaven-opening axe, half-martial realm of the tribulation of 4 symbols, slaying 5 martial highnesses in a row. Ranked second on the Azure Sky ranking, the Bodhisattva of the Great Thunderclap Temple, practicing the Vairocana scriptures, wielding the godly weapon 7 treasures Jewel Pagoda, 12th grade Golden Lotus, half-martial realm of the tribulation of 4 symbols, slaying 3 martial highnesses. Ranked third on the Azure Sky ranking, Rogue Cultivator Qing Di, practicing an ominous technique and weapon, half-martial realm of the tribulation of 4 symbols, slaying 3 half-martial realm of the tribulation of 4 symbols. Ranked fourth on the Azure Sky ranking, Dugu Shui of the Dugu clan, practicing the Sword Demon Supreme Scriptures, wielding the Great Heavenly Sword, half-martial realm of the tribulation of 4 symbols, slaying 2 martial highnesses. Ranked fifth on the Azure Sky ranking, Kunlun Mountain's Duan Wuji, practicing the Purple Firmament Boundless Heavenly Sovereign Scriptures, wielding the Divine Spear of 5 symbols, slaying 1 martial highness. Ranked 6th on the Azure Sky ranking, Star Palace's Ziwei Xingzi, practicing the Myriad Star Flying Technique, wielding the Purple Mirror, half-martial realm of the tribulation of 4 symbols, slaying 1 martial highness. Ranked 7th on the Azure Sky ranking, Black Heaven Sect's Murong Xiantian, practicing the Black Heaven Scriptures, wielding the Black Heaven Ruler, half-martial realm of the tribulation of 4 symbols, slaying 1 martial highness. Ranked 8th on the Azure Sky ranking, 9 Darkness Devil Sect's Leng Yuyu, practicing the 9 Darkness Scriptures, wielding the 9 Darkness Heavenly Demon Flag, half-martial realm of the tribulation of 4 symbols, undefeated 1 martial highness. Ranked 9th on the Azure Sky ranking, Mad Saber Pavilion's Wang Xiaolong, practicing the Mad Saber Supreme Scriptures, wielding the Kunwa Saber, half-martial realm of the tribulation of 4 symbols, undefeated 1 martial highness. Ranked 10th on the Azure Sky ranking, Independent Cultivator Ling Xiao, practicing the supreme martial techniques of the Dragon Clan and Phoenix Clan. Details of his other martial techniques are unknown, wielding the ancient exalted sword, 9th level Monarch Realm, defeated the Heaven-Scorching Demon Emperor, ranked 10th on the Azure Sky ranking, and replaced him. Ling Xiao exclaimed with admiration in his heart. Even if it was 10,000 years ago, there weren't many people who possessed such peerless natural talent that were capable of going against the odds and killing martial highnesses with a cultivation at the half-martial realm. On the other hand, practically every single one of the top 10 geniuses on the Azure Sky ranking had fought martial highnesses and slayed a few martial highnesses. Ling Xiao estimated his current cultivation, and he was at most able to fight an martial highness without losing. If he wanted to kill an martial highness, then he had to pay an extremely painful price. Especially the first on the Azure Sky ranking, the inheritor of the War God Hall, actually possessed the accomplishment of killing 5 martial highnesses, and it caused Ling Xiao to exclaim with admiration. However, Ling Xiao felt slightly at ease because the War God Hall wasn't so resourceful that it was able to obtain the cultivations, techniques, weapons, accomplishments, and so on and so forth of everyone. Just like the Azure Emperor and himself, the War God Hall hadn't been able to obtain any useful information about them. These top 10 geniuses represented the 10 strongest geniuses on the entire War God continent, and they were the peerless experts that had the greatest chance to attain the Tao and attain the exalted realm in the future. Ling Xiao felt his blood start to boil while peerlessly formidable battle intent arose in his heart, and he impatiently wanted to fight these peerless geniuses. The top 10 geniuses on the Azure Sky ranking are practically the 10 strongest monstrous geniuses on the entire War God continent. But it isn't absolute. Perhaps there are some hidden geniuses that aren't ranked on the Azure Sky ranking, but their strengths aren't weak at all. You have to be careful during the heavenly selection meeting this time. Long Lai glanced at Ling Xiao and instructed, "You're tuning in to the Passion Pages YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure."